Welcome to the Weekend Live Show.
508 is where I'm from.
We run down the biggest stories of the week with you every Saturday night. Let us know in the comments right now where you reppin'.
Apache Junction, Taunton, Worcester, Long Island, Manchard, South Florida, Webster, Malden, Framingham, Tucson, Wichita, Billerica, Salem, Gloucester, Moose Up, Connecticut, Charleston, South Carolina, Roslindale, Moose Up, Connecticut, London, Hanson, Glendale, Arizona, Lynn, Mapleville, Quincy.
Hey, you a funny ass guy, man.
Have you ever heard of Turtleboy? Yeah? Are you a fan?
508 is where I'm from.
Hey, what's up?
508 is where I'm from.
How was that?
You a freaking idiot. Stop telling people that I'm mentally deranged and stupid.
Call me Aidan. He's more a doctor, but...
Get out of my store, please.
You're a fucking loser.
You are a loser.
You're not a journalist. You're nobody.
You're not turtle hair. Don't make such fun of the criminal justice system.
NFL on the house, log out.
Let's get this party started.
And I will not be intimidated. I will not be silenced. And we will continue on our journey for justice for John O'Keefe and for Karen Reed.
Tick, tick, boom. Noise. Go, baby, we bringing out toys. Boys, chop up the singing, should be on the voice. Bang, bang, we gon' ride out. Gang, gang, we don't die out. Want it like this, ain't no timeouts. Tell me who really gon' find out. We be disturbing the peace. Working, we serving the streets.
Karen Reed has supporters who've shown up in large numbers.
Tick, tick, boom. Hard body, and not scaring nobody. You make me resort to wildin'. You must be blind by the diamonds. I didn't want it to be this way, but y'all won't need to try this. So it's no way around it. You the loudest one, it's going quiet. We be disturbing the peace. Working, we serving the streets. About to go going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep.
This is the first time I think I've ever seen this. An outpouring of support for someone accused of murdering a Boston police officer. Unbelievable situation. Never seen anything like it.
Tick, tick, boom. You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? We be disturbing the peace. Working, we serving the streets. About to go going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep. It's go, 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 go time. Tick, tick, boom.
Boom! What's up, turtle people? All right, everybody out there, we're all Rumble Rats tonight. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. No YouTube tonight, but I still see a good audience here. I see over 2,000 people on Twitter already. That's great to see. What about Facebook? We got 125 on Facebook. And then over on Rumble, how many Rumble Rats we have? We have 2,500 Rumble Rats and counting. So that's good. You know, I'm kind of preaching to the choir here if I tell you to make a Rumble account because you're already watching me, right? If you're on Rumble, so that's good. But spread the word. A lot of people on YouTube don't know. We get suspended all the time. They just make up whatever. They don't even tell us like what the offending. They say a lot of offensive things. I'm not gonna lie, but offensive to whom? And you know, offensive is subjective. One person's offensive is another person's work of art. And that's what I like to think I create here, a work of art for you fine people, of journalism and art. Just awesomeness all together rolled into one. So, yeah, let people know, because we don't know. It was bullying and harassment is what we got kicked off for. And I don't know what the bullying and harassment was. I was doing a show on Robert Tellis. He sucks. I don't know if I was bullying him by making fun of him too much because, you know, he killed a guy, got convicted of it. So there's that. and he's going to be spending the rest of his life in jail. So that's a good thing. And probably so is Matthew Farwell, and we'll get to that tonight as well. But yeah, let me see. Hold on. Yeah. All right, cool. Anyway, if you're new here, my name is Aidan Kearney. On Facebook, they know me as Clarence with Emerson. You can follow me on there. I do these bus stop lives in the morning where I check in and let people know about how things are going. On Old School Turtle Riders, call me Uncle Turtleboy. I prefer Doctor. I definitely prefer Doctor. If you see me out in public and you call me that, I won't object. I will appreciate you and like you a lot more if you do that. Also acceptable is Daddy, although that has some connotations to it. It wasn't a sexual thing with me. It wasn't, at least that's not how it started. It started as like a, like I'm here I was putting out a fire between two Facebook groups. It's a long story. And I had to come in and be Daddy for a bit. And then that turned into a sexual thing real quick. And then I went to jail. And now Matthew Farwell apparently made Sandra Birchmore call him Daddy. So again, I'm not making you call me Daddy. I understand it's a little bit weird. But you can or you can't. I don't care what you call me. Just be here every Tuesday and Saturday night at 9 p.m. sharp, and make sure you smash that subscribe button. We're up to 11,500 subscribers now on Rumble and on YouTube. On the YouTube streets, we're up to, last I checked today, we were at 99,140. So we are 860 subscribers away from 100K. So imagine we hit 100K when I'm suspended. That would suck, but either way, we're going to get there real soon. We're growing like crazy around here. The Karen Reed case isn't going anywhere, and it just really heated up this week with the Sandra Birchmore case. Just, man, lot to talk about there, man. Lot to talk about. So, all right, cool. So, yeah, subscribe, all that good stuff. Follow me on Twitter. Just passed 106,000 followers on Twitter. We passed 60,000 on Facebook today. Shout out to all the people watching on Facebook, all 270. Yeah, they wouldn't let us stay on Facebook for years, man. Like I've created over 50 Facebook pages, and then people stopped using Facebook as much, I feel like, and now they let us stay on now that it's like not as cool. So that sucks. But anyway, yeah, welcome to all the Rumble Rats. How many Rumble Rats we got now? Oh, 3,500 and counting. Cool. Awesomeness. All right. If you guys, there's a Rumble app on the Fire Stick. That's great. Again, and people are here to figure out, like people like to watch it on the TV. I get it. But I don't know. Can you do that with Rumble? I'm sure there's a way. People say there's a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. You can get it done. It'll be dope. Yeah. And shout out to all the Turtle Riders I met today. I was hanging out with my kids today at this place called Launch in Leominster. It's like, we didn't have places like this when I was a kid that were just an orgasm of fun, like in one place, like everything. They have like all these trampolines and shit, jumping around, doing fun shit. You got that. You got arcade. You got bowling, laser tag, all types of shit. It's like a great day. We spent like 4 hours there, and bunch of Turtle Riders I met there came over and introduced themselves. My kids always think that's funny when that happens. Yeah. So yeah, hello if I met you today. I love you all, and thank you for your support. But okay, cool. And before, I have so much I got to talk about tonight, and I should really make a list. I don't fast fact. I don't do any show prep at all, none. Like when that lady, Catherine from Boston Magazine came over here, she watched, she met me many times. She visited me in jail. And I thought it was a good article she did. I thought it hit to the core. It was raw and authentic, and she came over here and watched me do a show. And she's like, so do you do show prep or anything? I'm like, no, I wing it. And she couldn't, it's like a lot of people watch the show. You don't do anything. Nope. I don't do shit. I started getting ready about 8:55, and because I already know what I'm going to talk about, I know what I'm going to do, and that's kind of the beauty of the show, is it just kind of riff it. It's like there's no script here, and it's a little unorganized at times. Maybe I could use a little more organization, but that's just kind of the authentic nature of this all. But All right. If you guys want to have your messages read out loud to the class, you cannot do turtle chat because, well, super chat is, first of all, we're not on YouTube. And if we were, we'd be banned because I had the wrong opinion about the vaccine mandate like 3 years ago. So we're not allowed to take your money on that anymore. So I built my own thing called Turtle Chat. And Rumble has a thing where you can donate. Please don't do it that way because, dude, Rumble writes checks. Like they send me a check in the mail. Like fucking checks in the mail. What century is this? So please don't do that. We just built our own thing. It's called Turtle Chat. You click at the link at the top, pinned to the top. That brings you something called Turtle Chat. You can go there. You can donate whatever amount of money you want. And I don't even like donate. You're paying for a service. Like a donation has it's pinned on Facebook and Rumble. It's great. Awesome. Okay. And for all the Twitter people out there, I'll post it right there. Actually, fuck it. Actually, no, this is good. I'll post it on Twitter. Hold on. Donos, there it is. Over here, where's Twitter? Turtle Chat to have your message read out loud during the show tonight. There we go. All right, cool. Yeah. And so you can donate whatever you want, put a quarter in the machine and I'll read it out loud. It's not a donation because I feel like donations are, it's what you give to the Salvation Army. You give something, you don't expect anything back. If you give me money, you expect me to read your stupid message, right? So I plan on reading your message. So that's what I'm going to promise that I will do. So let me read any turtle chats we have here tonight so far. Okay. Is this none? No, none. All right. Well, anyway, we do have some cash apps. I know that. I'm sure the turtle chats will come in or not. I still love you anyway. All right. So we have here on Cash App, my friend Mark Del Negro sends me $5 and goes, tell us more about the kayaking disaster you had. Well, it wasn't me who had the disaster. Was I drunk? Was that like my drunk rant when I did that? So there's this little point. All right, we're in North Truro, and there's this lighthouse at the end of Provincetown. But so Provincetown ends, and then there's this like mile or so walk on rocks, and it brings you to like this secluded beach where like seals come up and shit. Like human beings don't go there often. But there's a lighthouse there, and I could see it every day. And I'm like, I measured it. It's like 2.25 miles away across the ocean, though, and I'm like, I'm going to get to that freaking lighthouse every year. I'm getting to that lighthouse. And so I just went out there, and Meredith came with me. And when I was going across, right, it didn't work out that well. Like we got across fine. And then on the way back, like she was worried that, she was going to get taken out to sea. Like she was kept going in circles. And so I watch a lot of Yellowstone, right? And so I know how to cowboy. I'm kind of like a cowboy on a kayak cowboy. And so I just flanked her on the right, and she would fucking go in circles. Like she'd be going to the right, and I just have to push her back. I saved her life out there. Like I didn't want to brag about it, but Mark made me do this with this Dono, so I have to brag about this. I saved her life because she would have been swept out to sea, never seen her again. But if it wasn't for me, and she was scared, and I saved her life. And so it's what you do when you're a kayak cowboy. You got to save someone's life. So that's the kayak story. All right. Farwell is worse than Proctor. Well, yeah, I will give you that. Mark says for $5. Farwell is definitely worse than Proctor because he committed statutory rape and murdered a girl, a pregnant woman who was pregnant with his child, nonetheless. So there's all that. I mean, what an idiot. What a fucking idiot. Well, all right. So if you're real talk here, if you're a Matthew I would never be in Matthew Farwell's shoes because I would never have sex with a 15-year-old. But suppose you're in his shoes and okay. So Sandra Birchmore is your side piece, right? Like that's what she was to him, right? He was like, wife didn't know about it. That was his whatever. Okay. Treat her like shit, just a sexual object. That's what she was to him. And then she gets pregnant, although it was a blackmail pregnancy. We're going to get to that too. Then what do you do? Like, what do you do in that situation if you're him? Like, you just got to own it. You know, you can't, the solution can't be, I'm going to kill her. It just can't be. Because she said that, like, okay, so she said, if you don't impregnate me, then I'm going to tell everybody that you raped me, right? Statutory rape. And I have evidence of that. So he's like, fuck. So he knows he's going to go, not only is his life ruined with his family, but he'd be going to jail probably if that happened. You know, like, you'd be in big fucking trouble if that happened. So in his view, he had to give her the compromise baby, the blackmail baby. He had to do it. So if you're him, right, what do? You just got to get the vasectomy. Right. I mean, that's that. If he was smart, that's what he would have done. Like, I don't know. It's like you've probably all done this. No, I mean, if you get pregnant on the first try, like, you always have a couple tries there, right? Nobody gets pregnant on I mean, some people do, but not most people. It's like, got to go round 2, you know, got to go round 2 next month. Give it another shot. She's got the ovulation app on her phone. She knows exactly when it's time. Okay, we got 2 days here. We got fuck. So, you know, if he was smart, he would have done that. But nope, he gave her the baby, and then he acted surprised when she got pregnant. It's like, bro, you were trying to, like, did you not agree? Do you not remember the terms of the blackmail baby? You agreed to give her a blackmail baby. So what did you think was? And then you're mad that she got pregnant. Like, what you do? Like, what? Okay, so then she's pregnant. So now what do you do if you're him in this situation? You just got to own it. You know, the solution can't be kill her. Like, that cannot be the solution is I'm going to kill her. Like, you need a better solution than that. It's like, yeah, it's going to suck. Probably going to get divorced over this, but you know, it's Massachusetts. It's a no fault divorce state. That's not going to affect. I think she probably makes more money than I heard his wife's an attorney or a CPA. She does well for herself, whatever she does. So she probably makes more money. So it's good, you know? And yeah, it's going to suck, but, and he obviously didn't want to be with Sandra Birchmore. So you just pay your child support. Work a couple overtime details. You can make it work, you know, like, it would suck. It'd be a major inconvenience, but you can make it work. And then you get to love your blackmail baby, right? And you'd love the baby, right? It doesn't seem like you want the baby now, but then you'd love the blackmail baby after a while. And so that's what you just got to own it. You know, it would suck. Then said this dude's like, I was going to murder her. I'm going to get away with it too. And he kind of did. Like, it's like, it kind of worked out for a while there. And if it weren't for the Kirk Minihane podcast, I feel like, and the Karen Reed case, the combination of those two things, I don't know what was the final catalyst that pushed the feds to investigate this. But if it wasn't for those things, I don't think that there would ever be justice. I was on Kirk's podcast 3 months ago. The trolls were playing some clips of it where I go, I don't think there's ever going to be arrest in this. And like, oh, see, he's wrong. He hates Sandra Birchmore. Because I didn't. I'm happily surprised. I'm actually very, very happily surprised. I think that bodes very, very well for the Karen Reed case. And again, you know, I just want to make it clear, because like all these people on social media and stuff I'm seeing on there, and I'm calling it the blackmail baby, and we'll get to those people. I have a lot of strong fuck off opinions to say to those people. Okay, I do not apologize at all for telling the truth, for giving you the accurate reporting. And that baby was a blackmail baby. That's just a fucking fact. If that hurts your delicate sensibilities, don't pay attention to true crime, especially when it involves statutory rape and murder. Okay. But that in the biz is what we call a blackmail baby. That was the fucking definition of blackmail. She blackmailed him with the baby. Like, it's undeniable. It's mean, Turtleboy. I don't like the language you're using. Then fuck off and go read the Huffington Post, or if go watch a Disney movie, because there's no blackmail babies in Disney movies. So just go watch that shit, because this is not the place for, we'll pretend it's something it's not, because we don't want to hurt your feelings and you get offended by the word blackmail baby. Okay. And I want to be very clear. Of course he's fucking wrong. He's an animal. Like, where is this coming from? Like, if you call it a blackmail baby, you support Matthew Farwell. What? He killed someone. And he raped her. That's what he did. It's what he did. So what the fuck is wrong with pointing out the fact that he's blackmailing? Do you not understand that blackmail is one of the most common motives for murder? Like, that's what gets people murdered a lot, is you blackmail somebody and then they fucking kill you because they don't want to be blackmailed anymore. And I'm not saying she's wrong for blackmailing him either. I'm not saying that. First of all, there's nothing healthy about the whole agreement and deal. And what I pointed out in the tweet that they're all mad about is that she was damaged, because she fucking was. That's part of the story. Because of them. They damaged her. They fucked her up mentally. They made her think she was less than human and that it was okay to be treated like this. And then they treated her like a sexual object and passed her around. That's what they did to her. She had no respect for herself, and it was their fault. They made her think that she was this person, that her job was just to please them sexually. That's what they did to her. That's a fucking fact. It's horrific. It's actually terrible. You think I'm happy about that? That's horrible. Horrible. Pointing that out is not a bad thing. That's what happened. Like, she was emotionally damaged. They took advantage of that. And then she attempted to take her power back with a blackmail baby. That's what happened. Okay. So fuck off if you don't like the truth, because that's what happened. Anyway, thank you, Mark. Carly sends $5 and goes, has the FBI pulled Higgins McAlbert's iCloud info? I'm sure they have. And I have a lot of thoughts about what I think the FBI has and does not have going on here. So thank you very much, Carly. Chad sends $10 and goes, reported Courtney Elberg fired for tech suicide. I don't know if she was fired or if she resigned, but she should. Good. Cancel culture. We canceled the fuck. Congratulations, guys. We canceled somebody else. If you're new here and you're anti-cancel culture, you got the wrong show. I am Captain Cancel Culture. I didn't invent cancel culture, but I revolutionized it and I perfected it. This is what we do on the Turtleboy program. We cancel the fuck out of people. Special, shitbags like Courtney Proctor, who think it's appropriate to text their shitbag brother and tell them that, oh yeah, I hope Karen Reed kills herself. And then you're a kindergarten teacher or some shit. No, you don't get to be like that. You're canceled. We are canceling the fuck out of you. And now the problem is, a lot of the people that we go up against, you can't cancel them because you can't cancel trash. You can't do it. They don't have jobs. What are you going to cancel from? SSDI? Section 8? I can't cancel that. We live in liberal Massachusetts. It's not going to happen. So hopefully that is the reason that Courtney Proctor has resigned from her job. Good. She's out of a job. Add her to the list of people who have been canceled. Michael Proctor's been canceled. Kevin Albert's been canceled. A lot of shitty people have been canceled. All right, so thank you, Chad, for that. Let me check the turtle chats here. All right, here we go. Now they've reloaded. All right. Christy sends $10 and says, fuck these corrupt pieces of shit. Well, thank you, Christy. I appreciate that. Cisco sends $10 and goes, I was hoping to see Krusty Panty's mugshot, but it's Massachusetts and we ain't got no justice in the Commonwealth, mofos. Yeah, I mean, she would just be summoned anyway, not arrested. I mean, she might be booked. She does have another surrender hearing in West Roxbury that I have to testify this week for. So that should be interesting. She needs to be locked up. She's a danger to society. So thank you very much for that one. Next up is from Jennifer, sends $25 and goes, I hope to see you in Worcester on Monday. I know nobody was there last time, so I took it over to make sure if you came by, there was an actual standout. Yeah, so let's talk about standouts. So let me just refresh the standout list list here. So Monday is International Standout Day for Karen Reed. And I'll put the link in the comments on Rumble right now. Boom, if anybody wants to see it. I'll put it on Facebook too. Boom. And Twitter, whatever. Okay, so go check it out. We're standing out all over for free Karen Reed and free Turtleboy. I find that acceptable too, but definitely free Karen Reed. And the list of places where people are standing out is long. Like, I'm just going to read all the places that I see on here. Okay. Attleboro, Auburn, Boston Born, Bridgewater, Cuddy Hunk. Cuddy Hunk is like population 50. I've been to Cuddy Hunk before. That's the only inhabited island in the town of Gosnold, the smallest town in Massachusetts. It's off the coast of New Bedford. You got to take a small boat from New Bedford to get to Cuddy Hunk. So Cuddy Hunk, they're doing one. Okay. Dartmouth and New Bedford. Right on the Route 195 overpass. I don't know if that's on the line, but okay. Dighton, Dedham, Legacy Place, Hanson. There's one in Holyoke, Kingston, Leominster, Middleborough, Millbury, another one in New Bedford, Northampton, Orleans, Palmer, New Orleans, nice. Peabody and the Danvers line, Plainville, Plymouth, Quincy, Raynham, Salem, Stoneham, Taunton, Wayland, West Roxbury, Weymouth, Winchester, Woburn, Worcester. Okay. And also, I said Auburn, Hanson, I think I said a lot of these ones. Okay, cool. Also, we have outside of Massachusetts, so that's 33 in Massachusetts. Oh, and we've also added Saugus, South Yarmouth, and Gloucester. So 36 in Massachusetts alone. Out of state, Nashua, New Hampshire, Providence, Chesterfield, Michigan. Whew. Awesome. Chesterfield, Michigan, Dayton, Ohio, Indianapolis, Indiana, obviously, Phoenix, Arizona, Salem, New Hampshire, Florence, South Carolina. Again, they already had one in South Carolina. This is our second one down there. It just says California. I don't know about that. It's kind of a big state. So we'll skip that one. West Palm Beach, Florida. Awesome. Bradenton, Florida. Madison, Wisconsin, at the Wisconsin State Capitol. There's just Jersey Shore. It doesn't list any place there. Charlotte, North Carolina. Another one in Fort Mill, South Carolina. Postponed. Out of country. All Australia standouts are postponed. But there was 3 scheduled, including one in Tasmania, Melbourne, and the Yarra River South Bank. So that's freaking wild. So I am looking forward. I will be going to a bunch of those. I'm going to the Cape tomorrow. And then, so on Monday, my plan is I got a whole route on my way back I have like 7 of these standouts I'm going to hit up. I'm going to try to hit up as many as possible. Most of them are in the South Shore, but I'm going to try to hit most of them up. If the Worcester one is still going on when I get back there, I will stop there. I'm going to stop the Auburn, Millbury, whatever. I'm going to go to as many as I can. And so I love it. I love all you fine people out there. Again, if you want to know the details, I will once again link the standout list in the thing. There it is. But I love this shit. I love how many people are out there. It's just a reminder that, like, notice there's no like justice for the McAlberts out there at all. Like, because they're not real people. Like, they show up. It's just Denise Galvin and her crew. Like that's it. And a bunch of degenerates and ratchet. That's the only people that show up for the other side. That's it. So I love it. There's so many more of us than there are of them. And by the way, I made this tweet yesterday. This is another thing we can work on. So Karen Reed sat down for a dinner, a meal of food, if you will, with Brian LTL and Dave Cullinan, who I don't know if they know this. So Dave Cullinan, I mean, I've known Dave for a long time, worked with him professionally. And Dave, as of like May, Dave was saying that Karen Reed was guilty. I'm just saying. I don't know. I would like to talk. I invited Dave on the show tonight. He's with family. I can have him on another time. But I don't know what made him change his mind about that. I'd like to know more. So, and by the way, I'm having Kirk Minihane on Tuesday on my show to talk about his role in this, because he actually spoke with Fanning. And Fanning said some really interesting things to him. So, yeah, what was I going to say? Okay, cool. I forgot what I was going to say. So anyway, let me get back to, this turtle chat here. We got Mark sends $10 and goes, where is the Mass Attorney General on the Birchmore case? Why no action? It's a great question. Where's the governor? Where is the governor? Where is the Attorney General? Keep in mind the evolution of this case. So this was under the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office. They investigated it, suicide, case over, right? And then all of a sudden, I forget what month, maybe it was March it happened in. There was news, a little blurb, that the Attorney General's office had taken over. Let me just Massachusetts Attorney General Sandra Birchmore takeover. Yeah, the Young Jerks comes up. A link to the Young Jerks comes up. It says it just says, they took over the Sandra Birchmore case. Okay. So that's interesting, because what did they do with it? Because I didn't hear anything about the Mass AGO at that press conference the other day. It's the feds. The feds were in this. And there was another report, 3 months ago, I think it was in the Globe. People started coming forward and saying that the FBI was asking them about Sandra Birchmore. 3 independent people came forward and said the FBI spoke with me about Sandra Birchmore. And so that's how you knew the feds were on it. And so at the press conference the other day, I didn't hear anything about the Mass AGO helped us out with this. So the Attorney General of Massachusetts is a chick named Andrea Campbell. She's a former Boston City Councilor. She is a race-baiting fool who has not tweeted about this or written about this or talked about this or given a press release, but she has recently tweeted out. Did you guys see this tweet from her? How racist this tweet was? I'll show you. You can check this tweet out. Or is it up here? Here it is. Okay. She had time to tweet this out. All right. She says, I'm the first black woman elected statewide in Massachusetts, and I won't be the last. For that to happen, we have to invest in and support black women running for office. Bro, I don't know anything about these two people. I don't know what they're running for. I don't care at all who these people are. It won't affect me in the least bit. But to tweet something out like this, and it's here's a white woman, here's a black woman, and I'm voting for the black woman because she's black. That's what she put out there. This is what she's doing instead of talking about the Sandra Birchmore case. That's what matters to her. Racism, being openly racist and saying, yes, I vote for the people based on the color of their skin. And that's what matters to me, as opposed to, the woman, the pregnant woman who was raped and murdered by a police officer. That's what matters to her. Nothing. We've heard the fucking useless, the AGO. Absolutely useless. The governor, same shit. We don't hear shit from the governor about any of this stuff. Are they going to say anything about the fact that this epidemic of cops killing people in Norfolk County? It's kind of a problem. Maybe they should do something about it. Aye. All right, so there's that. So thank you for that, Dono. Mark. Justin sends $5. It goes, Annette, thanks for watching. Stella Wella. Okay, thank you, Justin. I appreciate that. Do we have any more turtle chats here before we get started? Yeah, a couple more here. Sue sends $100. Woo, thanks, Sue. You're the man. And she just says, never stop in all caps. I never will. I mean, if putting me in jail for 60 days wasn't enough, I don't know what will. Cynthia, and I didn't even stop when I was in jail. Cynthia sends $10, goes Long Point Light, Wood End, and Race Point Cowboy. Yes, those are good places to watch a sunset. Race Point Beach in Provincetown. Thank you very much. Okay, this is a $25 dono from Donald Lee. It says username Charlie Meatball Morrissey is good friends with Hanover select person Rhonda Nyman. She's currently running for county commissioner in Plymouth County. She's already started using Canton's way of governor. She was so if you're gonna send a turtle chat, it's got to be brief. It cannot be an entire fucking long paragraph about a selectman in Hanover. I can't allow it. I'll read a little bit of this, but then that's it. She just says, a county commissioner, she's already started using Canton's way of governing. She was chair of the board on 10/17/22. The board was informed by an employee that an allegation of affair with the supervisor was going to be disclosed during open comments at the beginning of the meeting. And that's all I'm reading. It goes on and on and on. Okay. So thank you very much for that, Donald. But if you're going to do a turtle chat, it's got to be somewhat brief, So thank you very much for that. All right. Next up, Cynthia sends $20 and goes Kayak Cowboy. That's Wood End Light. Glad you saved Meredith. Thank you. I thank you for acknowledging that. I appreciate that. Bob sends $50 and goes Jennifer Coffindaffer needs to be canceled more. She has had some gems lately, though. I can't show her Twitter because she blocked me, but I've screenshotted a couple of her gems. And let me read a couple of them here. This is one that she posted. I don't know when she posted this one. Important. Hashtag Sandra Birchmore. Trooper Nick Garino received Sandra's laptop for data collection. Garino extracted information. Actually, let me just message. I'll bring this up on the screen so you can see it. Coffindaffer. So true. Okay. Let me pull a couple of these up. Give me a moment. All right, one sec. All right, let's check this out. All right, so this is what Coffindaffer says. Trooper Nick Garino received Sandra's laptop for data collection. Garino extracted information and gave it to Trooper Fanning to analyze. Okay. He also said he couldn't read Matthew Farwell's deleted text messages, but Fanning wrote, there were no threats of harm by any of those individuals, referring to others that Sandra was intimately involved with, including Matt. But look at what the FBI had to say. They also reviewed her messages and came to a very different conclusion. Did Fanning ever review Farwell's messages? What about all the messages Farwell told Sandra to erase? Why is Farwell referred to as Matt? This seems unprofessional and shows familiarity. She's onto something for once. Fanning helped arrest Farwell yesterday. He didn't help do shit. He didn't help arrest. They needed fucking help. It's the FBI tactically. They need Fanning there to help. Yeah, they really needed Fanning to show up with his brown shoes there and half sneaker, those hybrid shoes that they all love to wear. Yeah, right. Fanning helped arrest Farwell yesterday, so it would seem he is not being closely scrutinized for overlooking key information in his review of Sandra's phone. Right. Garino extracts and protects digital information. It's not his job to analyze and make conclusions related to the case. Yet he did in the Sanrdra, in the Kearney case, when he said that going like this with your phone in a car makes it go up and down 3 flights of stairs. That's what he said. This is the job of the detective assigned to the case. Fanning did that test analysis. So for once, she makes a fair point that, and this is just great, that Fanning, it's like, yeah, why isn't the FBI found all this shit? Why didn't John Fanning do something about it? He was the lead investigator on this case. Why didn't he do anything about this? Why didn't? And maybe, just maybe, it's because they're corrupt. That whole office is full of corrupt cops, and we'll get to that a little later. So thank you, Jennifer Coffindaffer. How about this one she had? She said, so she posted the clip of me on Kirk Minihane where I said that I didn't think anyone would ever be arrested because I didn't. And I'm happy that I was wrong. Like sometimes predictions are wrong. I'm not an expert predictor. I don't fucking know what's going to happen. I thought that no one would get arrested because in my opinion, it was too much time had passed. And like, I thought that, well, the state police cover shit up, right? So like, it's probably too late now. And they haven't arrested anyone with the Kearney case, and there's just mountains of evidence. How are they ever going to get it in the Sandra Birchmore case? It turns out that they had enough for the whole time. Like there was, it really wasn't that hard. Like there's hardly anything that the feds got that the state police didn't get. Can you name anything? I mean, they got text messages, right? The state police could have gotten that. They got some witness statements from, not witness statements, like friends. The state police had that. All these people that Sandra's friends that reached out and told her she's not suicidal, blah, blah, blah. They had all that. They had the video of Farwell entering and leaving the apartment. They had everything. The state police had everything. There's nothing new here. And so that's why I thought, I'm like, well, they're just never going to get it. And now the feds have swarmed in and arrested this guy for murder. And I hope you're all excited about that. Because not only is this great for Sandra Birchmore, it's also great for John O'Keefe. And it's great for Karen Reed. Because these people, I didn't think they did like local murders. They found a way to insert themselves into a murder. And they used the, how'd they shoehorn themselves in there? They used the witness intimidation thing. You like that? Yeah, they're like, oh, you like to do witness. We can make up witness intimidation too. So they said Sandra Birchmore, even though we never spoke to her before, was a potential witness in this case. What was she a witness to? Statutory rape, right? She wanted to tell. So she was a witness to statutory rape, and Matthew Farwell killed her. And they do have the jurisdiction to jump in on witness intimidation because it's a federal crime, I guess. And and so they jumped in and they arrested him that way. And if they can arrest Matthew Farwell, they can arrest Brian Albert, and they can arrest Jennifer McCabe, can't they? They absolutely can. So I'm looking forward to seeing heads roll for that, and I think it's a really good sign for us. So anyway, she posts this clip of me saying, I don't think anyone's ever going to get charged for this, and my tweet about blackmail. And, you know, there's like all these people like, oh, my God, the same people who pretend like they give a fuck about John O'Keefe and Peggy O'Keefe and Paul O'Keefe. And none of them do, to be very clear. None of them give a shit about any of those people. The same people pretending to give a fuck about them also are now pretending to give a shit about Sandra Birchmore. And like, oh, my God, his truthful tweet about blackmail is so mean. And oh, my God. He said that no, he didn't think anyone was going to get arrested. Oh, my God. And he was mean to Paul O'Keefe. And he was mean to Peggy O'Keefe. Oh, yeah, I was vicious. Not like, you know, hurting them or anything like that. I go on my show and I tell my opinion about what I think of them. I think they suck. Like, okay, yeah, I think they suck. It's my opinion. They're not. I don't think Peggy O'Keefe's a particularly good person. I don't really feel sorry for her because she ain't doing shit for justice for her son. She's kind of getting in the way of it, quite frankly. So, yeah, she sucks. Anyway, so Coffindaffer writes this thing. Typical blogger. He has no regard for victims or women. Right. No regard for Sandra Birchmore because I pointed out that she had a blackmail baby. Okay. His is coming. He faces 18 felony counts for harassment. I actually have no charges for harassment, Coffindaffer, but facts never got in the way of anything for you. And again, in witness intimidation, I would like to point out that she later goes on to tag Kate Peter, who is being charged with felony witness intimidation in Leominster and now in Stoughton. She's being charged in 2 courts with felony witness intimidation. Oh, Dedham, I apologize. In Dedham and in Leominster. He is Reed's puppet and has not disappointed her. I'm Reed's puppet. Right. Well, first of all, if I was Reed's puppet, then why didn't we talk for like 6 months there? Right. Oh, I'm Reed's puppet. Right. Okay. Kara Reed's a subject of my reporting. I have every right to speak with her. And quite frankly, at this point, I think it's pretty obvious based on her recent behavior. Karen Reed has reached the point where she no longer gives a shit about the Coffindaffer. She's not scared anymore. Karen was acting scared, which is unlike her when I got out of jail. Like ever since she got her house raided by Fanning and Tully in January when I was in jail, and she realized they were trying to indict her and send her back to jail, she kept her distance from me. I mean, it's kind of well documented. I've talked about it. Others have talked about it. There was no secret. And I mean, I said it on here, and I'm like, I don't really take it personally or anything like that. I get it. I would have handled, I always said from the beginning, if I was her, I'd be like, fuck it. Yeah, I do talk to Turtleboy. He is going to sit with me in court. And if you don't like it, go fuck yourselves. Because I have every right. He's a reporter. I have a right to fucking give him stories, information on stories if I have it. And I've done nothing wrong because that's what innocent people do. And for the first time, I think I saw a side of Karen Reed where she was kind of scared, scared. And I think now she just doesn't give a shit anymore. And good for her because she's went out the other night, like I said, for dinner with LTL and Cullinan, and she's posting pictures with them. She's posted pictures with fans. She's commenting on the Facebook page more and more. She friend requested me on Facebook, so we're Facebook friends now. She would never do anything like that before. So good for her because there's nothing wrong with it. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. We are a united front here. We're all here for justice for John O'Keefe and justice for Karen Reed, and that's what innocent people do. They don't give a fuck, right? And guilty people hide. That's what guilty people do. Innocent people don't change the way that they're living. Like that's what you do because you did nothing wrong, and justice is coming. And Karen Reed knows it, and I know it, and we all know it. And justice came for Matthew Farwell and Sandra Birchmore this week, and it's coming for John O'Keefe as well. And somebody tweeted out. We'll come back to these tweets. We got a lot to talk about here. I'm going to go over some of these tweets. Nice. 4,400 people on Rumble. Great to see. Awesome. So we got our crowd here. All right. This one. So follow this account too. I think this is Malika's account. At Karen Reed is innocent. It says, as a potential retrial, this is from LTL. As a potential retrial in January 2025 approaches, she discussed her primary goals for the future. She believes gaining a wider public understanding of her situation is essential for building broader support. This drive for increased visibility is further supported by the upcoming Vanity Fair article about her case, set to be published in December, which she hopes will amplify her story. So Karen is doing a tell-all with Vanity Fair in which she's putting all her finances out there, everything. It's going to be a great, interesting story, and I look forward to reading it. So it's going to be good. Which she hopes will amplify her story. I also suggested that she consider appearing on larger platforms, such as the Joe Rogan podcast. And I just thought of that, and I'm like, that is a brilliant idea. That is freaking perfect. All right. So Joe Rogan is the biggest podcaster in the world. And he is, if you've watched the show, it's the perfect format for it because he just does long form interviews with people for 3 hours, and he's very agreeable. He doesn't go on there and like he never like really grills his guests or anything like that. He, he's interested. He's a good listener, and that's what he's good at. That's why people like Rogan because he's very easy to get along with. He's a likable person for that reason. Now, people didn't like his takes on vaccines and shit, and the left was pearl clutching over Joe Rogan. But even Bernie Sanders said good things about Joe Rogan. So it's the platform, though. He's got the biggest platform, and he would 1,000% be free Karen Reed if he were to, listen to this because he's one of the he's one of those guys who's wired to believe and inclined to believe in, that the government is not always being honest. That's kind of his thing. Like that was his take on vaccines with COVID, at least when it came down to that, and a lot of other topics, right? That you can't really trust the government. This is the perfect example of it. This is a story of government corruption, and it would be the perfect landing spot for a long form interview with Karen Reed, and it would be viewed by millions of people, including a guy by the name of Elon Musk. Okay. Because if you go on Joe Rogan's Twitter, it's just him and Elon tweeting back and forth. They're pals. And Elon Musk is another one who's wired like Joe Rogan, who, he is complete. Like they basically have the same philosophy towards the government, all this shit. And imagine that influencers like that get on board with Karen Reed, free Karen Reed. Boom. Bro, that defense fund, because she's going to need it for her next upcoming trial. That's the unfair part about this is they are milking her dry. This is all fun and games for them. It's all free. Doesn't cost them a goddamn dime because it comes from the taxpayers. So Karen Reed's defense fund has to be privately funded. So you put it on a program like Joe Rogan and that defense fund is shared on there and we get the story out, then that's going to lead to some great things. And that's going to be, and honestly, bro, I've talked to Karen. I told her the other day about this, that I think this would be a good idea. And she hadn't thought of it. I'm like, I think it would be a great idea. And she threw out the idea that if it did happen, I go on with her. So I'm just saying, Joe Rogan, if you're out there, so we need a push to get us on. Like, I think his producer's name is Jamie. Is that his name? I'm not sure. We need to do like an email campaign to the producers of the Joe Rogan show to get Karen Reed on that program. Maybe with Turtleboy. I'm just saying, maybe with Turtleboy or not, but get them on. Like people respond to volume. If your inbox is filled with people who are like, dude, you got to check out the story. Eventually you're going to check out the story. So if anybody has the information on the contact for the Joe Rogan program about booking or whatever, hook it up. Let's get the email out there. Let's start getting some emails. Get Karen Reed. She's willing to do it. She's talking to Vanity Fair. She'll go on the Joe Rogan show. She will do it. Karen Reed has nothing to hide anymore. She's in fuck it mode at this point. She doesn't care. So I think Karen Reed is done being bullied and done being scared. Because like I said, I saw a different side of her when I first got out of jail. And that was the scared side for the first time. She was legitimately scared, I think, when they came to her house. But I think she was kind of emboldened after she found out through me that on March 27th, Ken Mello convened a grand jury in Norfolk County to indict her and me on felony conspiracy to commit witness intimidation charges. And that grand jury indictment failed. There was no bill on that one, and they indict anything. So let's start doing that. Let's get her on the Joe Rogan show, because that shit matters. Like public opinion, getting word out, like raising money. This shit matters. We're not going to let them lynch this woman. It's not going to happen. And then I like this quote, because a lot of the haters out there were saying, oh, remember when I first got out, she doesn't want anything to do with him. She, she cut him off. Wrong. Here's a quote from their dinner. It says, as we wrapped up our conversation, Reed expressed gratitude for the support she's received from the Free Karen Reed movement, particularly highlighting contributions of Aidan Turtleboy Kearney, who played a pivotal role in bringing attention to her case in April of 2023. The support has been instrumental in maintaining her resolve and pushing forward with her legal battle. That was nice to see. So again, but so just to be very clear out there, I am a reporter covering the Karen Reed case. More than anything, I'm not here to be Karen Reed's friend. I am here to support Karen Reed's innocence, and because I believe and know as a fact that she is factually innocent, that it is physically impossible for her to have murdered John O'Keefe. And I think a lot of people who are participating in the sham prosecution know that as well. And that is why they must be destroyed. And that is why I do what I do every day. It's what I wake up to do every day, is get on here and spread the truth about that stuff. So actually, do we have any more tweets? Oh, and the mugshot came out. Did you guys see Karen's mugshot? I think they shared this as some kind of own. I'm surprised we never saw the mugshot before. A lot of people were saying that we finally saw it. So let's see. How many followers I'm up to now? 106,027. Nice. So I lost. I asked who has the more badass mugshot, and I don't disagree with the results of this poll. So there's Karen's mugshot. This is her first mugshot on February 2nd of 2022, the day she was arrested for manslaughter. I mean, her hair looks good here, as opposed, like, she didn't look as fresh on June 9th, 2022. She looked a little raggedy that day. I'm just being honest. She looked more fresh in this one. And I just talk about a face of defiance. I mean, I thought my mugshot was badass. That's a good one. With the chin, if I could do it over again, I would do the chin. Or I thought about doing like a cocky smile, like, this ain't shit, motherfucker. I think about that sometimes, about how I could have done my mugshot differently. That right there is the daddy is ready to fuck mugshot. That's what that one is. That sums up that. That's daddy's fucking what, let's fuck. That's what that mugshot is right there, you know? But they're good. And I think we need this on a t-shirt. I do. I think we need this on the t-shirt. Yeah, the June 9th one, somebody sent it to me right here. Let me share this one. Not as good, in my opinion. But the June 9th one was a surprise, because you don't know when you're being grand jury. They don't like tell you. And they don't tell you like when they're coming for you. And God forbid they send a summons. Nope. They got to send the fugitive unit to your house instead. So this is, I'll show you our June 9th one. So yeah, this is, I mean, this one's not as good. It's not as good. I'm just saying. Still good, but not as good. This is the one where she was like, when she famously said that we're all in the same joke, right? That's this one. So, but this one just looks like I mean, that's more of a let's fuck pose, I guess, like I had there. So yeah, so there's that. You know, not as good, but not bad. Not bad. At least she's not crying, you know, or looking sad or anything like that. Like my mugshot in jail is pathetic. I don't share that one. My jail one was like literal sadness. Like there was no way around it. Like, bro, it was my birthday, my fucking birthday. And I was in a state of shock. I'm in jail. I don't know where I'm going, where I'm sleeping that night. I don't know what's going, I'm hungry. And I get there and like my mugshot is not like a let's fuck mugshot. It's a mugshot of like, I'm defeated currently right now. Like it was just, and then you're stuck with it. You're stuck with that mugshot for your whole time there. It goes on your freaking thing. You got to bring it around your ID. So yeah, there's that. Okay, cool. So back to the Coffindaffer ones. And then I want to get to some other shit. I got a bunch of shit here. Trust me. It's gonna be a long show. I love how she says here that he is Reed's puppet and has not disappointed her. Oh, well, according to Grant, I disappointed her, but I believe in karma. Yeah, I do too. I believe in God. Oh, good. Yeah. You believe in good? What the fuck does that even mean? I believe in good. That's kind of a sentence. The odds are not in his favor. What is she doing? Hunger Games thing here? The odds are not in his favor. Shows what she knows about odds. If you were betting on the odds that I'll ever be convicted of a crime in Las Vegas, like you would get 100 to 1 odds that I'm never going to be convicted. I'm quite certain of it. Like I'll never be convicted. If anything, all these charges do is just give me an opportunity to expose them more in court to the public, which I didn't even get a chance to do this week because they sent Cosgrove's golfing buddy to be the new judge, and luckily he recused himself, unlike Auntie Bev, who can't even... Oh, Auntie Bev investigated... The guy admitted, look it, there's an appearance here, he said, of, impartiality, or partiality, rather. So if you don't feel comfortable with this, I don't want to go forward, okay? And that's it. Because I know Cosgrove were golfing buddies, and maybe it's not the best look. Now, why Cosgrove didn't tell us that before going into court is another thing. But, it is what it is. So typical. So there's that tweet. What other tweets? Oh, this is another one she had about, she called the Sandra Birchmore blackmail baby a quid pro quo. I swear to God, she called it that. And she acts like she's the victim, the advocate for victims. No, bitch, it ain't a quid pro quo to have a blackmail baby with a guy after being the victim of statutory rape. Stop it. And then how about this gem? Oh, this is the mother load right here. This is the mother load. So she shares this really disturbing affidavit that explains all of the most graphic ways in which Matthew Farwell raped Sandra Birchmore. And then she goes, for your reading pleasure, for your just some little light reading about statutory rape and murder for your, I mean, this woman, like, how the fuck is anybody this stupid? And like, you think I say stupid shit. Look at this shit. Like, I don't say anything that's stupid. Jeez Louise. What else do we have? I do not agree. Can you not see the ridiculousness of a young woman hiding her pregnancy with the man she loved? Okay, what? The ridiculousness? She was horribly used and abused. Bribing him. Show me the proof. It's not bribe, it's a blackmail. Do these people not know what blackmail is? Sandra Birchmore made it very clear. If you don't impregnate me, I'm going to tell the world that you are a rapist. And you're going to get in a lot of trouble for that. So he had to give her the old blackmail baby, fire away, and he better not shoot blanks. And he didn't. So there's that. This one. Oh God. This is how she explains how she talks to the district attorney's office. I have explained over and over again. They discussed my reach internally as they were happy that someone on social media actually analyzed facts and saw through the baloney. So the district attorney's office contacted her. I exposed the story. I did a FOIA and found out that they were telling Gretchen Voss to, check out this woman's Twitter account. She's half retarded. Get your news from her. Yeah, good job. And Gretchen did. So there's that. They called to thank me for my advocacy. I said I will. So a corrupt district attorney's office called to thank her. That's all she needs to know. Also, these people, the Norfolk County DA's office also sent out an email to Grant Smith Ellis, putting him on their list. Like, Grant, you should check this out too. Those are the kind of people they want reporting for them. Gretchen, Cheeseburger, Gretchen, Coffindaffer, Krusty Panties, and Plevin, and whoever. Like, it's just like, are you kidding me? But anyway, there's that. All right. Another turtle chat here from Christy sends $10 and goes, fuck these corrupt pieces of shit. Actually, I think I got that one already. Let me just refresh here, and then I don't want to miss any. Okay. Lisa sends $5, goes, can you wish a happy 10th birthday to one of your little turtle riders, Hadley? She loves taking pictures with you. Happy birthday, Hadley. I love you, girl. Thank you. Marianne K sends $10 and goes, Turtleboy, you and Meredith need to come to the Plymouth Standout Monday. Well, the Plymouth one's a little later. So we're going to be, we've plotted our whole drive home, and the Plymouth one starts too late. And so does the Kingston one. We were going to go to those, but they start too late. My plan right now, I plan to go to Bourne, Middleborough, Taunton, Raynham, Weymouth, Quincy, and possibly West Roxbury. So that's the ones I want to. I'm trying to go to 7. We'll see if we can make all 7. That's my plan. We'll see. So thank you very much for that one. Okay, cool. If anyone else wants to donate, the link is at the top for Turtle Chat, or you can cash at me at $ Uncle Turtleboy. And you can do it that way. So, but we need to get started some other stuff. All right, cool. And keep me posted about the Notre Dame game. Go Irish. First game of the year against the Aggies down in College Station. Looks like 6-6 now. Keep me posted. Okay. All right. Let me pull this up. So we got, before we go talk about anything else, we need to talk about this shit, about this woman. And I don't know if I emailed her back. Did she get back to me? Okay, so she says she's evidently retarded. This is her words, and can't figure out StreamYard, but she's listening anyhow on Rumble. So this woman's awesome. Her name's Yvette, and she was on Howie the other day. She got interviewed on Howie Carr the other day, and it was hilarious. She tells Howie, this is the woman that Yuri Bukkake came to her house, and she tells Howie, so I just ate a gummy. She says, and I'm like, is he really fucking here? Because I just ate a gummy. All right, anyway. 13-6. Did they score? Nice. Touchdown. All right, go Irish. All right, good. All right. So this guy shows up, and this video is just legendary. So this woman, we'll talk about what she did in a minute, but Bukkake is under internal affairs investigation, and you would think that he would keep a low profile, but no. This motherfucker keeps showing up at, I mean, this is what he does every day for work. This is what the taxpayers are paying him to do. Go to random people's houses and say, did you say something mean to Jennifer McCabe 15 months ago? Because did you say so? And what is he planning on doing with this information? Like, the answer to that, I think, is jam up Turtleboy on a conspiracy to commit witness intimidation charge. They're clearly trying to get these people to say, Turtleboy made me do this. But he's doing it to so many people, and he's getting roasted every time that, like, people are expecting Bukkake to show up at their door now and planning on what they're going to say. Now, it would be funny. I suggest just get it on tape what he's there for. That would be beneficial to me. Like, can I help you? What do you want? And then see what he says, get it on tape, and then tell him to fuck off. Like, let him, but no, this woman, her name is Yvette, and she wasn't having it. She was not having it. And this is what transpired.
Bye. See you later. Thanks for your time. Get off my street. Leave. Enjoy jail.
Enjoy jail. Jail. So he goes public property. We're going to get to the irony of that comment momentarily, but he goes public property, he tells her. Okay. Enjoy jail.
You're going. Bye-bye.
Look,
bye. Leave.
Okay.
Leave.
Look at that
Bye.
cocky smile. Okay.
Leave. Fucking serious? Are you serious? Bye. Get out.
Take care.
Okay. Take care. Like, think about this guy. He doesn't even ask her a question. And God bless Yvette, by the way. She's just go enjoy jail and film them and humiliate them. Notice he doesn't even ask a question because he realizes this woman, I can't fuck with her. She's too good for, like, she's not going to put up with this shit. I can't scare her. He's there to scare you. And once he realizes you're not scared, he tucks his tail and runs away like the skinny jeans wearing bitch that he is. That's all he gets right in his car. Thank you in his Malibu here. Taxpayer funded, running up the mileage on this, going to random. I mean, what is he open? Imagine this is you signed up to be murder police and this is what you're doing. You're going to some woman's page in a home in Rockland and asking her about what she said to Jennifer McCabe sometime. Like, you signed up to, what a bitch. What a fucking loser. Absolutely. And I know you're watching this, Bukkake. You and your minions looking for more witness intimidation, because that's all you people do is watch my show and then clip shit and try to jam me up. You're a fucking loser, dude. Like, you're a loser guy. You're a loser guy. You're showing up this woman punked you down and you ran away like the little bitch that you are. And this is great. Just look at that face. Look at that face. That's his whole thing about like his cocky little face there. He ain't cocky. Don't let that fool you. He's scared. He's scared. He ain't showing up here because he's like confident in himself. He's showing up here because he's scared, because they know they don't have enough on me and they're trying to add shit on. Like, that's all they're looking for here. And also, why is a guy who is a alleged victim in my case, because he's one of my victims, remember that, of witness intimidation, why is he investigating me? It's inappropriate for a victim in a case to be an investigator. You can't. How can you investigate a case in which you're the victim?
Yep. See you later.
Have a good day.
Yeah. You too. Enjoy prison. You too. You too. Bye. Are you fucking kidding?
Yeah. And so what was this in response to? I think a couple things. I think he's pissed off. Number one, about Karen Reed leaking pictures. And again, she's taking her power back, right? She's not putting up with this shit anymore. I think she's pissed about Karen Reed leaking pictures of or screenshots from her Ring camera video of her backyard, of her arrest on June 9th, 2022. And this screenshot of it shows, zoom in here. All right, so there's some state trooper. There's Proctor. I guess this is a Mansfield cop. And here's Bukkake just helping himself into going inside her house while she's handcuffed in the backyard. Okay. And I think he's pissed about this. I think he's pissed that she's leaking pictures like this and showing them, because she ain't scared of him either. No one's scared of Bukkake. He's a loser. So, and remember, these guys are all sensitive and shit. Remember that woman at Gillette Stadium last year when Proctor and came up to her and he's like, she's guilty, She's guilty. He really wants to prove to people, like random people, she's guilty, right? Yeah, you guys can trust me. Don't listen to her. Listen to me. I'm a good cop. Hashtag balloon nut. No ass. And there he is. There he is, Bukkake showing up. Like, imagine this is your job. What a loser. Oh. You're going to jail. And so they're here. So this woman, Yvette, was one of the two women who was in the car last year on September 15th. This was back when Jennifer McCabe stopped coming to court hearings for Karen Reed because she didn't want to get interviewed by me. This is before they jacked me up with witness intimidation charges and put me in jail. She started showing up again when I went to jail. And then she showed up on the 26th with the fake victim. And ever since then, they've been treated like they got a fucking full escort in and stuff. She's a coward. She's a coward. She won't face me and answer questions alone. She has to hide herself and insulate herself with, other white trash retards in blue shirts. So this is last year. This is like, he's visiting people who had contacted Jennifer McCabe in some way, shape, or form. And this is what the woman did last year on September 15th while court was going on.
I know.
How do you? Wow.
You guys are being taken for a fool.
That's terrible.
We're being taken for a fool. Tell us how.
How? How do you? How?
I feel bad.
Oh,
Here we go.
you should. You should. Terrible. What a terrible life. Really, even if you get off, how do you get up every day and look in the mirror? How do you do it?
We'll have a great life. We're going to be on this side of the bars. You're going to be on the other side of the bars.
That's so sad. I feel bad for you. I actually pray for you.
Who's yelling out the window?
What a mess.
Oh, guess Matt probably doesn't. He doesn't want to come out either, just like somebody else. He's like, bye.
Bye. You want to meet for drinks? Okay. Bye. Okay. All right, horse face. Bye-bye.
All right, horse face. Keep sending money to Karen. Yeah, she seems really scared and intimidated. Now, keep in mind, what did Bukkake say in the video above? About what did he tell that woman when she says, "Get off of my property"? He goes, "It's public property." This is being filmed on public property. The person filming this is on a road, a taxpayer-funded road. Anyone can drive on it. Anyone can film on it. That's it. Just because Jennifer McCabe's also filming in this, mind you. Even Denise Galvin comes over and she's like, "Dude, Jen, what are you doing? What are you doing, Jen? What are you doing?" She can't help herself. None of them can. They were in the street. Exactly. And Bukkake has the nerve. These Gestapo have the nerve to just go and knock on doors. You absolutely tell them to shut the fuck up. Call them corrupt pieces of shit. Just emasculate them. Humiliate them. Because you know it hurts his feelings. You know it does. He signed up to be a police and he's being yelled at and humiliated by random women in Rockland telling him he's going to jail and he has to leave and he's looking all cocky. He's got a new butt buddy with him. This guy. Oh no, that's Ian Whiffen. He's a butt buddy too. Again, this is his. Here he is. Here I am. I got indicted over this. Sergeant Bukkake, are you trying to arrest me for wiretapping? Why were you talking about me during your whole interview with Lucky Laughlin? What have you done to follow up on the Ford Edge? What have you done? What have you done to follow up on that Ford Edge that Lucky Laughlin told you about? Why did you not interview?
Lucky Laughlin? Why did you not interview Lucky Laughlin, sir, until August 10th?
This is too good.
Are you ashamed, sir? I mean, is this why you went to the academy, to cover for punks like Michael Proctor? You're Michael Proctor's bitch. That's what you are, son. You're Michael Proctor's little bitch.
It's true. He is.
You're a fucking disgrace.
He is.
And these two guys here, they know it.
They do. Maybe they don't. I don't know.
Joke. I can't believe I have to wear the same uniform as this clown, as this corrupt pig. Look at you. You freaking pig. You disgust me. You loser. You freaking loser.
Bukkake.
Bukkake loser.
I'm so proud of this. That was one of my finest moments. I love that video. And they're trying to indict me over it. They did indict me over it. And it's fucking hilarious. And I can't wait till they show it in court. Bukkake loser. Like what? That a minute video that was a felony, they said. I scared him. I intimidated him. He's got a gun, a badge. He gives me the finger. He's brandishing his gun. And he tells me he's intimidated. I have an iPhone. That's what I'm armed with, a goddamn iPhone. And all these people are holding signs up saying you're a loser, Bukkake loser, and blah, blah, blah. And that's an indictable offense because I had a megaphone. So there's that. It's illegal because he had a megaphone. So he's really intimidated. And then, so this is the new guy. He's from Abington. His name is Shawn Kelly, SHAWN. And as you can see, he's adopted the Richard Spencer haircut, the Hitler Youth regular, if you will. I mean, look at this guy. He's Richard Spencer. Look at him. Look at this fucking loser. Oh my God. If I ever see this guy, I am going to bust his balls so bad. I can't wait to meet Shawn Kelly and tell him what a fucking loser he is. He's Bukkake's bitch. So he must be new to the job. Welcome to the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office, young man. So what do you guys do here? Do you solve murders? Do you take drugs off the street? What do you do here? We go to random women's homes in Rockland and we ask them about, if they messaged Jen McCabe a year ago. And then we tell them that they can't believe everything that they read on the internet. So they can't read that. And just look at this guy. Does he have a wooden gun? I don't even see his gun. He's got his badge. I love these guys with the badge on the belt. It's like when those guys used to wear the Nokia phones on the belt. Remember those things? What was the ones? Beep beep. In like 2004, the phones that all my Jersey friends had. Next, it was a Nextel. Like it looks like he's got a Nextel on his belt. Just lets us see it. Oh, look at it. He's got a badge with flannel on. And they all first thing you do here. So what do we do around here? Well, we bust women's balls, but before we do that, you got to get these pair of brown shoes. Okay. That's what we all do here. We wear brown shoes, but they're not like fully dress shoes. They're kind of those hybrid dress shoes because they're comfortable. They're like kind of sneaker dress shoes. They look dressy, but they're very comfortable. You should get them. It's what we all do here. Look at us. So first of all, those pants, young man, way too loose. You're going to have to tighten those up a bit. You have to tighten those up a bit. You got to look like Bukkake, like this. There, like you got to have, if you put your wallet in your ass, that shit better stick out like a hemorrhoid. You need your pants to be that tight that anything in them is going to cause a huge bulge. That's what we're gonna do here. It's like Land and Steel. By the way, if you haven't read the Land and Steel series from 2019, go back and read it. This guy was like a fake veteran who did horrible things to women, so many of them, and he stuffed the least of his things is he stuffed his ass. That's what his girlfriends told me. So he stuffed his ass. It's like Bukkake. So there's that. Okay. So let's get to the Josh Levy press conference, shall we? And we got to talk about everything that happened there. Okay, let me see. Josh Levy press conference. Okay. All right. So let's go play this press conference. We read the affidavit for Matthew Farwell on Turtle Club. So go join Turtle Club if you want to hear my whole take on that whole thing. But it is just a very disturbing thing. It explains a lot, kind of gives you some insight into who Sandra Birchmore was and how this relationship, or if you want to call it that, developed. Basically, he met her when she was, 14 years old, and he was running the Explorers program at Stoughton High School. He was groomed to be a groomer himself by Robert Devine, who I think might have some charges coming his way too, and who also fucked Sandra Birchmore, or he denies it, I believe, but they all claim to have fucked Sandra Birchmore. And, because they made her feel like that's what you're worth. We're cops. Why wouldn't you fuck us? Like that's the way they kind of made it seem. And, hold on one sec. I gotta hold on one sec. I forgot to take something. All right. So remember my jaw, I'm on antibiotics and it's really helping. But I got to remember to take them. I forgot to take them earlier. Anyway, so he preyed on Sandra Birchmore and saw her as something that he could have sex with and get off on. Like that's how, because he's got things for kids. Like clearly he's into teenage girls. Like he's like the younger, the better. And I don't know what it's like to be one of these people. I don't have thoughts like that. But for those who do, right, it's important not to act on them. You can't help the thoughts that are in your head, right? It's like, even if, for instance, if you're married, right? If you're married and, you have thoughts about other women, right? That's what fucking masturbation's for, right? That's what you do. You go in the bathroom, you tell your wife you're taking a shit, and you just crank one out real quick. Every married guy knows that's how it works, right? And that's what you can do. So there's thoughts in your head, but if you're married, and you don't want you don't want to move out and start a new life like I did, then you just got to crank it out, like you just got to do it quietly. You can't act on the impulses to fuck other women. right? Because that's a thought in your head. And the thought in this guy's head, and if you do, then there's consequences to pay, you know, but the thoughts in this guy's head were, I'm attracted to 14-year-olds, right? That's exciting for him for some reason. Like he feels like he's getting away with something. I don't know. I don't know what the thrill is of that, but whatever it is, Matthew Farwell has things in his head that tell him I like that, you know? And so if you have those thoughts, it's not your fault it's not his fault that he has thoughts like that. It's his fault if he acts on it. Because I bet you there's plenty of people out there who have thoughts like a sickness like that Matthew Farwell has, and they don't act on it because they know that's just against the law, bro. You can't do it. You can't fuck kids. It's even if you're attracted to them, you can't do it. You can't fuck them. It's heinous and it's against the law. It'll literally ruin not only your life but theirs. You can't fucking do it. You can't fuck kids, bro. You know, even if you're attracted to them, you can't do it. If you're gay and you're attracted to men, you can fuck them because they're men. They're adults. If you're married and you're attracted to someone else, you can fuck them. There might be some consequences for it, but you know, you ain't going to go to jail over it, right? You can do that. But if kids is your vice, can't do it. Can't act on it. So Matthew Farwell thought like Catholic priests thought, like they're in Boston in the 70s and 80s or whatever. What kind of altar boys did Catholic priests go after? They didn't go after some kid from, you know, a good family who's going to go home and talk to his parents about how CCD went. That's not how it works. No. They went after, you know, kids from South Boston who came from impoverished backgrounds, single family homes, maybe mom's on drugs, some shit like that, all fucked up because those kids ain't going to tell. They're less likely to tell. And they're going to be embarrassed and ashamed, and they targeted them. And that's what people like Matthew Farwell do, right? They saw Sandra Birchmore. Like, he didn't go after the girl in school that was, you know, came from a nice 2-parent family and a nice 2-car garage and all. Now he went after the girl whose parents weren't around. I forget the whole Sandra Birchmore story, but I want to say her parents are dead, but don't hold me to that. Definitely her grandmother died. Her aunt died. She had all these tragedies in her life, just horrible like very sad, tragic existence. And he saw that and was like, that's the kind of kid I can fuck. And she ain't going to say shit. That's what he thought when he saw her background. He saw somebody vulnerable that he could use to get off on and, you know, and still have his home life because he was married. And by the looks of his wedding pictures, which I got a hold of, seemed like they had a nice existence. I got sent a really sad picture of him. I did not know he had 3 kids, bro. I did not know that shit. That shit's sad. So sad. I feel sadness for his wife. I do. I feel I imagine being her right now. I don't care. A lot of people like she had to know. I don't think she had any fucking clue. I don't know what the dynamics of their home life was like. But I am not going to chastise her unless I know as a fact that she enabled this, which I find very hard to believe. And think of how hard it is being her right now and swallowing this, what you've just found out. Because when this all came out about Sandra Birchmore, you know, I'm sure his wife saw it. And a long time ago, this came out. And so she stayed with him, which means he fed her something. He told her some sort of lie. Like, he might have admitted to having an affair with her and said, I'm sorry, it was a one-time thing. But I didn't get her pregnant. Who knows what lie he told this woman, right? And the fact that that he wasn't arrested for it, wouldn't that make you believe if you were his wife that, well, maybe, you know, okay, maybe he didn't do this stuff. He wasn't arrested. And you don't want to believe it. Because if you believe it, then everything's ruined. Your marriage is ruined. Your kids are going to be affected by this. Like, you don't want to accept that. So, especially that how do you stomach that? But now that the federal indictment's out and she's read it all, I'm sure she's read it all. She had to have. I don't know. Imagine if you're her and you didn't know any of this going in. And then you read all this. And you're like, holy fuck. It's in text. He tells her that they discussed the day that he took her virginity. April 10th, 2023. She says it's 5 days before the marathon bombing. April 10th, 2023. When she was 15, he took her virginity. He got married May 11th, 2023. Imagine finding out in a federal affidavit that millions of people are going to read. It's going to be all over the news. That is how you found out that your husband fucked a kid 1 month before your wedding date. Imagine finding that out, because she found that out in the affidavit. Did I say 2000? What did I say? I thought I said 2013. What year did I say? 2000. I meant to say 2013. Sorry if I didn't say 2013. I don't know what year I said. 2013. Okay. I'm getting messages now from people telling me it's not the wrong year. Okay. Did I say 23? Not 23. Minus 10. I carried the 1. 2013, when she was 15 years old, he fucked her. But my bigger point here is the wife found out. Imagine that's how you found out, just a month before the wedding. And he obviously, he must have, like, he was living a completely separate life. Like, he had a good job. He was respected in the community, and he was building a family. His wife was pregnant, about to have their 3rd kid. And I've seen pictures of them that I'm not going to share. And they look like a happy family. They do. And his wife seems pleasant. And I just have a feeling she doesn't know anything about this. And my heart breaks for her. It really does. And my heart breaks especially for their kids. My heart breaks for Sandra Birchmore, obviously. But it's just sad for anyone to grow up without a dad. It's necessary. Matthew Farwell cannot be free. He is not a victim in this anyway. He did this entirely himself. This was all on him. He deserves whatever's coming to him. But it's very sad because his kids, it's not fair. It's not fair that they will now grow up without a father. Every kid has a right to, every kid should have a father in their life. And they ain't going to have one. And that's fucking tragic, man. That is tragic. The oldest one saw it all happen. So she has to divorce him. Was she going to stay with him? I mean, he's going to jail for the rest of his life. Going to jail for the rest of his life. And I wonder, like, has she talked to him since then? Like, have they talked? She must have been like, what the fuck? Is there an explanation for this? Like I don't fucking know. So it's a wild story. So then he tells her that, oh yeah, I wish I could have fucked you the year before when you were 14. Like, it wasn't hot enough when she was 15. And then the setting off point was when, I think it was in October of 2020. October 2020. That's when Sandra finds out, because she was hooking up with them the whole time, continuously. And Billy Farwell and Josh Heel and Robert Devine, they all hook up with her. They pass her around. And she knows that he's married, and she knows that he has kids. But when she finds out that he's got a 3rd baby coming in October of 2020, that's when she's no longer willing to be the side chick. She's no longer willing to be that person then, because that's just like, that's the ultimate slap. I don't know what he was telling her. I didn't see any messages in there about, like, we're going to live happily ever after, or do you want to be with me? I didn't see anything like that in the messages. So there was no promises of anything like that. And her vision of how this was going to go is so immature and unrealistic. It just shows the mentality of this girl. Like, she's young, she's immature, and they preyed on her because of that. She's 23. And, like, for one of the things that stood out to me is that she texted him and said that, well, I understand you're not going to come over for Christmas when we have this baby and stuff like that, and Easter, But because, you have your real family, and I understand I'm not your real family. We're your backup family. But I do expect to hear a couple days before Christmas so she can open up her gifts. Think of how naive that is. Like, what, you're going to teach your kid? Like, the kid is going to think Christmas is on December 23rd forever? You're going to, like, that's, Sandra Birchmore wasn't, like, this is not a plan. She had no realistic plan to this. She was just kind of winging it. She was mad that it's not fair. She was no longer willing to be treated as a second-class citizen. She was no longer willing to be treated as a cyber. If the wife gets to have a baby, I get to have a baby too with you. And she blackmails him. She says straight up, if fuck you if you don't like it, Like, for instance, I'll show you a couple of these, right, that I responded to today. All right, so here's one. So this guy, I like this guy. He followed me he was real into the Karen Reed stuff. Name's Rob. He was real into the Karen Reed stuff. He was on our side, all that good stuff. And then he sees this tweet and he doesn't like it. And I said, Sandra Birchmore blackmailed Matthew Farwell into impregnating her. She did. She tells him, if you don't give me a baby, I'm going to tell the world about what you've done. And your life is ruined. That's the definition of blackmail. It doesn't mean that it's not a shot at her to say that she blackmailed him. She did. Blackmail is often a motive for murder, by the way, like often. So she blackmailed him and he was pissed about it. It doesn't mean he's right or any less of a monster, but that is the fact of the matter of what happened in the case. He blackmailed her, telling him she was going to rat on him for raping her when she was 15 if he didn't give her a baby. True. She was obviously extremely damaged to do something like that. And they're like, well, that's insensitive to say that. No, motherfucker, that's the truth. That's the truth. And that's not, people, like, she was taking her power back. Like, this is like some go girl thing that we should be like, yeah, good job, Sandra. You stood up for yourself with the blackmail, baby. No. If Sandra wanted to take her power back, she should have just fucking told on him and said, fuck you. I'm not fucking you anymore. I'm going to find a real man who values me and respects me, because that's what a well-adjusted woman would do. And that's my whole point here is Matthew Farwell preyed on Sandra Birchmore because he knew that she was not well-adjusted, that she was fucked up, largely because of what he had done to her and what Billy Farwell and Robert Devine had done to her. Right. And so how do we know she blackmailed him? Read the fucking charging documents. I mean, were you not reading the charging documents? It's clear as day in the charging documents in her own texts that she tells them, I'm going to tell the police that you raped me if you don't give me a baby. Like, she called it a compromise like several times. It's not, this is a well-adjusted, and it's not her fault. That's not victim blaming. If I said it's her fault, like she's a fucked up person for doing it, that would be victim blaming. I'm pointing out that she was not well adjusted because of what they did to her. That is not a normal thing that a healthy person would do, is say, you're going to give me a baby. Even though you're married and you have 3 other, because I'm mad that your wife gets to have another baby and I don't. Like, a well-adjusted, normal person in this case would tell Matthew Farwell to fuck off and I'm going to go get a real man. But she obviously was, these guys trained her to have no respect for herself, because this is not what you do when you have respect for yourself. Is a lot, because she was still willing to be treated as a second-class citizen. She was still willing to have Christmas on December 23rd. She said it. She said it in text messages that she, like, that's a strong woman who, like, that. So all these people in the comments about she was taking her power back. That's not taking your power back. Having a blackmail baby is not taking your power back at all. It's sad. It's fucking sad that she felt the need to do that. Okay? that who would want to have a baby with this fucking scumbag? There's plenty of other guys out there that will have a baby with you if you are in a relationship with them. You don't need a baby out of this fucking loser. So she obviously, there was a blackmail baby. And if you don't like that, the terminology, go fuck yourself. It's in the charging documents. I don't care. I go, this is the exact type of emotionally fragile person that people like him like to friend. Yeah, she was emotionally fragile, bro. Farwell agreed to this insane proposition because he knew he was going to kill her anyway. And that is a fact. He's like, fuck it. I'll just kill her. I'll just give her the baby and I'll kill her. Fuck it. So you're saying it was premeditated on record. So it looks like this McAlbert person, I think is Julie Nagel, says you're saying it was premeditated on record. Yes. Then why are you protecting Matthew Farwell? And all these people are like, I admire you, but this tweet needs to be edited or deleted. No, Sally, it does not. This tweet does not need to be edited or deleted. It needs to be amplified and shoved down your fucking throat until you accept it. That's what it needs to be done. And if you're new here, I'm not the type of person that you message and say, this needs to be done my way because I don't like this. So you need to adjust your opinions and the things you say to please me. Fuck off. Absolutely. You are in the wrong place. We should end this relationship immediately. If you think I'm that guy, you're probably new here. The Karen Reed case. I've been doing stories long before Karen Reed. I am not the guy you message and say, you need to edit this tweet. Oh, no. I'm the other guy who responds and tells you to go fuck yourself. Okay. With your delicate sensibilities. It's a poorly written post. The wording essentially blames Sandra Birchmore. No. And so Rob says that by Turtle, you're officially a one-hit wonder. Okay, first of all, bro, welcome to Turtleboy. I've been breaking major stories like this for the last decade since you was in diapers, young man. And like Karen Reed ain't the first major story I did. Look up Monica Cannon Grant, Rachel Rollins. I mean, go down the line. There's plenty of stories I've broken. The Rigo brothers, Mosaic Cultural Complex. If you really want to get old school, go down the line. Ali Bebo, Leah Genduso. Go down the line. There's plenty. I'm not a one-hit wonder, but you're seriously trash with this post. What are you doing? Seriously, bro, what are you doing? Well, what I'm explaining to you, Rob, what I'm doing is I'm telling the truth. I'm explaining the sad reality of this all. It's very graphic. And I asked him to explain what's untrue, and I don't think I got it. Let's see. We got Helen Zhang says, I appreciate Turtleboy 2.0 Redemption Road and also see how this can be off-putting, true and accurate with power differential. Even if attempted, your tone reads as if describing Lindsay. I don't know what she's getting at there with that, but yeah. So again, I completely reject this. I don't think he responded to anything I said. It's so ignorant and sad and unnecessary. Did he even respond to any of my shit after this? Oh, he unfollowed me too. That's sad. Because he followed me before. Yeah. Anyway. Okay. I guess he just didn't read the charging documents because somebody said to him, I 100% agree. And she threatened to tell if he didn't get her pregnant. You're not making sense. No, that's what happened there. That's literally what happened. You guys should read the charging documents. I'd recommend. So, okay. So what else bugged me about this charge? So you go to the charging document. So what sets him off is in October, she finds out about the baby. So she wants a baby. And she straight up blackmails him. Like, it's undeniable, blackmails him. And so the first time she's got the ovulation cycle on the app and she knows I'm fertile these couple days, toss it in me, give me a hot load. And so he does and comes back not pregnant. We've all been there before, right? 2 weeks later, you take the test. Fuck, have my period. We're doing it again. We're doing it again in a fortnight. Okay, so get that dick ready and let's fucking go. Maybe go a week without jerking off if you can and just give me a big one. Because the more sperm, right, the higher the chances of one of them landing, you know? So you better not be wasting any on a fucking paper towel, bro, or in the shower or anything like that. Keep your hand off your cock. So, you know, and so he does it again, and I believe he's 0 for 2. And now he's getting pissed, and they're back and forth and they're messaging, and she's saying, well, he goes, this wasn't the deal. I offered you one shot. Like, I'm supposed to try to get you pregnant once. If it doesn't work out, then that's it. The deal's off. And she's like, whoa, that's not the deal. You got to keep trying until one of them lands. Okay. And so the third time's a charm. She gets pregnant. And then he's like, bro, what the fuck? How are you pregnant? Bro, you came in her. What did you think was going to, like, you busted a nut inside of her. You also agreed to have a blackmail baby with her. What were you thinking was going to happen? Again, you're surprised she's pregnant? And he's like, fuck. Like, he's reading his messages. He's just like, fuck. And I said, this was all fun and games for them. This was all fun and games. Like, let's pass around this emotionally damaged girl and fuck her and just use her body to get off on. And it was fun and games for them. And now a baby's coming out. And now it's not so fun anymore for Matthew Farwell. And she's getting more and more demanding. She wanted like $7,000. She wanted like $7,000. And she picked like a $4,000 daycare and shit. She was like 8 weeks pregnant. And she had everything fucking picked out. She couldn't wait to have this baby. Baby fever. Couldn't wait. And also, pregnant women don't really kill themselves. Like, this is the most obvious non-suicide ever. And shame on me for not seeing it. Like, when it first happened, because dumb me, I trusted police. I had no idea how corrupt these cops are. So anyway, the real, when he decides he's going to kill her is on January 20th, when someone calls the Stoughton Police Department. Apparently, it was like somebody had a beef with Sandra, I guess, over money. This is what Dave Cullinan said, that somebody had a beef with Sandra over money, and that person called the Stoughton Police because they were mad at Sandra and said, oh, yeah, this woman that if you don't charge her, it's only because she's fucking Matthew Farwell and has been since she was 15. That's how. And so that person at the Stoughton Police Department, instead of telling the chief or the lieutenant, whoever's in charge about it, tells Farwell. And then Farwell is pissed and tells her. And that's the catalyst for the murder. So whoever that person is who told Sandra Birchmore this, or who told Matthew Farwell this, that person, how are they not in trouble? How the fuck are they not in trouble? I'm sick of hearing about how the Stoughton Police, like, thank you to the Stoughton Police Department. What'd they do? What did they do? 4 people were fucking her in the Stoughton Police Department, and the entire department didn't know about it? Get out of here. It's a small town, dude. Come on. It's a small town. Stop it. Maybe it was a dispatcher. I don't know, but it's inappropriate. You're a mandated reporter. You got to tell someone that shit. And they told Matthew Farwell, and that's fucked up. That is really fucked up. And that got her killed, because after that, he asked for a key to the apartment. He starts casing it out according to her own text messages. He's like looking for spots in there. And it should have been so obvious from the beginning. Like, think of what the state police knew. So the state police knew that Matthew Farwell impregnated this woman, right? The state police knew that he was the last one in, that he went in there at 9:15 and left at like 9:45. The state police have access to her cell phone, right? They can see that the cell phone stops moving at 9:40. So she wasn't alive after that. I mean, they got him dead to rights just with that, with the cell phone not moving after 9:40. Fuck all the text messages and all that shit. He goes in there, and then the phone stops moving 9:40. They get an ME who, what the fuck's this woman's name? Gloria Sanchez Victoria or some shit like that. It's some, I don't know. Let me see. What's it? I got medical examiner. Let me. Her name is Maria Delmaro Capo Martinez. Maria Del Mar Capo. She's got 5 names. 5 fucking names. Maria Del Mar Capo Martinez. Oh, another fucking Aggie scored. Come on. Notre Dame's got the. Okay, so it's 13-13 in that game. 6 minutes left. Okay. Close one. I'm missing a good one. Opening day. Irish. All right. No, just a token thing there. I guess this is her. Is this her? Career advice for women. Oh, God. Yeah, career advice for women. So she shouldn't have a career, this woman, because she determined that the cause of death was suicide. Suicide. And then they hire an independent pathologist who determines, nope, it wasn't actually suicide for a number of reasons. First of all, her necklace is broken. That's a sign of a struggle. She's got cuts on her nose, which are signs of suffocation. Just the way that she was choked out is not consistent with hanging. It's consistent with the strangulation. And yeah, so she just determines it's a suicide. Now we know from Proctor and Donkey Lips DeChico that the medical examiners were often pressured by state troopers to give them the determination they want. Remember, DeChico says, "What are you, a rookie, bro? Bro, you should have had me do it." That's what DeChico tells Proctor. What'd she say? She didn't give you a homicide? Pfft, bro, I would have had homicide in 5 seconds. Fucking rookie. Fuck's wrong with you, Proctor? How do you explain that one, Mr. Proctor? We just bust each other's chops. It's like a locker room over there. Oh, that's good. That's healthy. We should have a locker room at the state police detectives unit in Norfolk County. That's good. We routinely manipulate medical examiners to say what we want. It's a real problem. Look up the Emily Nieva story too, to see how fucked up this is. Nothing adds up about it. And she's just like, yeah, it's suicide. Now, I was listening to the Kirk Minihane podcast the other day. Do I have it on here? Let's see. Where's the podcast? There it is. Let me see if I can pull this up. Or maybe I saw it on Twitter, the actual video of this. All right, let me pull this up. Sorry, that's Mike Montante. Okay. Where'd it go? He's got maybe this doesn't. Do they have the clip on here? Andy Mayo. I don't even know what they're talking about. Oh, Brandy Love is back. Okay. He did a podcast the other day with Kirk, and there was something really interesting about.
Episode update, whatever the case.
Is this it?
August 29th, Thursday, we're taping this at about 1:15. Yesterday, the 28th, a little more than 24 hours ago, Matthew Farwell was arrested for the murder of Sandra Birchmore. So the last season 2 episode you listened to, we're wrapping up, called it, but what we thought that Matthew Farwell killed Sandra Birchmore, at least. That's my producer again.
Hold on. There's a video where he talks about. Actually, let me click on this. Where he talks about his conversation with John Fanning. So if you haven't listened to the Case podcast, season 2, listen to it. It's really good. It's a Barstool Sports production. And this is the second murder Kirk has helped solve. And again, I did an interview with him 3 months ago, and we both agreed we don't think she was ever going to get justice. We had no idea any of this shit was going on. None. And so he said some interesting shit in here. As part of his investigation, he spoke with John Fanning several times. And something very interesting, to listen to explicit episodes, sign in. All right, hold on one sec. I have to sign in, whatever that means. Sign in, okay? Enter your email, okay? Text authorization, a message. This is so much work to listen to a fucking clip. A message with the verification has been sent to your devices. Enter the code to continue. I see nothing here. I see nothing. Does anyone have the clip? I saw it on Twitter, and maybe I should have saved it. There's a clip of, and I thought it would be easy to find. I thought I could just play the fucking tape, but apparently iTunes does not let you listen to fucking podcasts unless you're signed in. And then you go to sign in, and it asks for two-factor authentication and sends you a text message, but you don't really get a text message. So what the fuck are you supposed to do then? Didn't get a verification code. Click on that. Use phone number to get one. Okay, do that one. Do this right here. Send me a fucking code. Okay. We've sent you a verification code. Okay, we got one this time. All right, we're in. Trust. Okay, now we'll play it.
Okay, there we go. Look, we did a lot of work. I'm more interested in what we didn't know, because there were things that kind of we wondered. I think the first thing that we were really wondering the whole time was we knew there was a million messages between Farwell as her older brother, disgusting act, but there's no name. The birth certificate was very big. We've talked. Killed Sanrdra, which is back and forth that Sanrdra was telling people. We knew that. I know though, but now he's like, I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to talk about this.
And then 2 weeks or maybe a little less before her death, all of a sudden he does a 180 via text.
Right.
And now he's requesting to have a key to the apartment so that he can visit the child that he wants nothing to do with, basically.
Correct. Yes.
Which is so manipulative and psychotic.
Well, if you go through these texts, I'm not going to read them all. But what really stands out to me is like just how sad. Like she's just
That officer went to Matthew
Farwell. Yeah. Right. To your point, doesn't go to a superior.
No, but put.
All right, I got it. Somebody just sent me the video. Thank you, Laura. You're the best. Thank you, Laura. God, she's the best. Hold on. Wait, is that the wrong message? It says you unsent it. I take that back. Okay.
In harm's way.
Also that, yeah.
And that friend may have been the person to break this entire thing while
definitely podcast. And the principal there, Darren Renner, I apologize. But people like that, you're right. One other piece of information, and you mentioned this to me before we started recording, it's a good point.
How do you
she was doing laundry when she died.
Felt shady
right
from day one.
Even the date on one of them. But the information we never had.
Right. I believe we knew that her phone never moved after
Farwell
left.
We knew that.
We didn't know the timing. And I believe in this report.
See the timing.
That it was the phone stopped moving 3 minutes before Matthew Farwell is seen on camera and leaving the building.
Yes.
Correct.
So that right there alone would have added
a
ton of
pretty telling.
Yeah, it's pretty telling. And back to your John Fanning point. I know you talked to him multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
We talked to him once.
There we go.
To think that this individual would just
tell people who John Fanning is.
John Fanning is the lead investigator for the Sandra Birchmore case.
Right.
He is also in some way connected to the Karen Reed case. Like all of them are in the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office.
Right.
But he investigated fully. He obviously some other players were involved, but he told us that his belief was that Matthew Farwell broke up with Sandra Birchmore, and she made an impulse decision on the spot.
Right. That's the quote. Yep.
And
I think his quote was, I think the quote was, and I don't want to get it wrong, that sometimes women can be emotional.
Yes. Something like that.
Right? Is that Again, I don't want to misquote it, but you're exactly right. It was impulse. That's exact. I was trying to figure out the word this morning. Made an impulse decision on the fly, which we didn't believe at the time.
Impulse decision on the fly.
but
Women
I-
can get it. You know how
way,
bitches
Do you think
be.
he
That-
believed it?
I'm starting to doubt that with a lot of stuff that we've now learned as goes on in that.
So this is what Fanning told them. Like, why didn't you investigate this as a murder? Because they just like, it's a fucking, just bitches be crazy. It's just an impulse decision. Tell me this isn't like Karen Reed. It's the same shit. No, it was just like these people take the simplest fucking story, even though it makes no sense at all. And they're just like, yeah, that's what happened. I'm a detective. You wouldn't understand. You're not a detective. You don't understand. You don't work in the Massachusetts State Police. You don't have a pair of brown hybrid shoes. You don't get it. You don't get what it's like. You don't get it. So you wouldn't understand what it's like to, be able to solve a murder or solve a case and just like, no, it can't be the police. No. It was Karen Reed. She must have hit him with the car. Yeah, it's just easier that way. She did it. Bitches be crazy. See, Matthew Farwell killer? No. It was impulse decision. You know how women can be. That's fucking horrible. That's horrible. And Kirk and Dave would not lie about this. They don't have it in writing. And I guarantee that Fanning will say this never happened. But you got two witnesses who heard him say this. And I hope to God that the feds investigate him for this. Because this is not incompetence. This is a pattern here where the police just routinely wing it. And whether or not that's intentional and they're intentionally covering for cops or not, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They're not doing their job, period. Now, I think it's intentional. I think they're absolutely covering for this guy because that's what they do for their homies. That's what they do for their boys. He wouldn't do this. Nah, cops don't do shit like that. No. Proctor would never plant evidence. Kevin Albert would never plant evidence. Brian Albert would never kill a guy. Brian Higgins would never kill a guy. No. Matthew Farwell's a cop. He's a detective. He's a sergeant. He wouldn't do anything like that. No. She just, you know how bitches be.
I fight the massive conspiracy.
I don't.
I fight it from a deliberate standpoint.
Yes.
I don't fight it from a lazy standpoint.
I agree. Once, yes. Yeah. Like, I don't think they get to deliver a baby. Goes up, talks to Sandra Birchmore, who is a serial texter and everything. Leaves. She didn't text anybody. She doesn't move her. Well, even though she didn't move her phone, didn't text anybody and just kills herself. Like, it just never made sense.
Serial texter, I would assume, and I don't know if the evidence pointed to this either, but probably just serial like internet user, right? She's super active all the time.
We saw her.
We didn't read in these reports that she was searching suicidal thoughts or suicide methods.
But we heard, though people did tell us that was the case with her. We heard that from a few people.
We heard it, but we didn't.
Yeah.
We didn't even heard that.
Yeah, and now I think this is the other clip I was looking for. Touchdown Notre Dame. Give it to me. All right, good. Glad to hear. So we're going to win. Awesome.
We were told by people, look, I was told by John Fanning, flat out, this murder did not happen. You know, I talked to Fanning a couple of times. Fanning told me this was not recorded. He said this was not a murder.
I know you talked to him multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
We talked to him once. To think that this individual would just
tell people who John Fanning is.
Okay, so this is the part.
Lead investigator for the Sandra Birchmore case.
Right.
He is also in some way connected to the Karen Reed case. In fact, all of them are.
Right.
But he investigated fully. He obviously some other players were involved. But he told us that his belief was that Matthew Farwell broke up with Sandra Birchmore, and she made an impulse decision on the spot.
Right, that's a quote. Yep.
And
I think his quote was,
And this is disgusting.
Wrong. That sometimes women can be emotional. Right? Is that again?
That's why they didn't investigate this, because women can be emotional. So she must have killed herself. I mean, fucking criminal. John Fanning is such trash. They're such trash. That's outrageous that they would ever say something like that. Outrageous. Oh, these people are such a danger. And where is more? We have a fucking woman governor and a woman attorney general who are both Black Lives Matter, police corruption is bad, all that shit. And you have a bunch of entirely white male cops who are covering up the murder of a pregnant woman. And they have shit to say about it. Nothing. Podcast Jesus has something to say about it, but they don't. Like, what the fuck is going on here? What is going on? We know what's going on. Yeah, the same guy who oversaw the jury in the Reed case, that fucking guy. He's trusted with this shit. So, let me finally play the Levy interview because I want to talk about the Levy interview. Okay. So I have a lot of thoughts on this. So let's play this. What happened?
Good afternoon. On February 4th, 2021, Sandra Birchmore was found dead in her Canton, Massachusetts apartment. The charges filed today in federal court alleged she was in fact murdered by Matthew Farwell 3 days earlier. At the time of her death, Sandra Birchmore was a 23-year-old woman with her entire life ahead of her, and she was pregnant with her first child. We allege that Sandra Birchmore survived years of grooming, statutory rape, and then sexual violence, all at the hands of Matthew Farwell, who was employed throughout their relationship as an officer and then detective for the Stoughton Police Department. And when it became clear to Mr. Farwell that he could no longer control Sandra Birchmore, he allegedly silenced her permanently. This morning, Matthew Farwell was arrested on a federal grand jury indictment, charging him with one count of killing a witness or victim. Specifically, Mr. Farwell is charged with violating Title 18 United States Code 1512 for killing Sandra Birchmore with the intent of preventing her from communicating information about his possible commission of federal crimes. How did this all unfold? What happened here? Well, back in 2010, a 12-year-old Sandra Birchmore applied to join the Stoughton Police Department's Explorers Program, which introduces teens to policing. He committed statutory rape by having sex with her when he was a 27-year-old police officer and she was just 15 years old. Mr. Farwell continued 21. She found out that she was expecting a baby, and she told Mr. Farwell that he was the father. She had a good job, she had dreams of becoming a nurse, and she had a child on the way. But Mr. Farwell did not share in that excitement. It's alleged that Mr. Farwell reacted quite negatively to the news that Sandra Birchmore was pregnant with his child. And he acted angrily, it is alleged, when Sandra Birchmore started making requests of Mr. Farwell around doctor's appointments and ultrasounds and what information would be on the birth certificate. Mr. Farwell was losing control in late 2020, early 2021. And the information that Sandra Birchmore possessed about his illegal conduct was in danger of slipping out. In fact, word started to get out about their relationship. Less than 2 weeks before she was found dead, someone called the Stoughton Police, lose his temper, and the 6'4" Mr. Farwell started to be physically violent with 4'10" Sandra Birchmore. And Sandra Birchmore told her friends that Mr. Farwell had pushed her and shoved her, told friends that he was oddly inspecting the apartment and looking at the closet, including the closet. He used his knowledge and experience as a law enforcement officer to stage her death to look like a suicide. He allegedly attempted to cover his tracks to literally try and get away with murder. And he almost did until today. Back in 2021,
I've been fucking muted the whole time. Thank you for the text message. I'm going to get a whole bunch of fucking texts. All right. I got to repeat that whole soliloquy. That was a good one. So I just realized I was muted. Yep. Everyone's messaging me. Okay. Got it. Okay. Let me say that part over again. Let's be clear here. The fact that he had to say that, you know, we finally, he was, what was the quote about getting away with murder?
Her death to look like a suicide. He allegedly attempted to cover his tracks to literally try and get away with murder. And he almost did.
And he almost did. I hope that state police understood that's a shot at them, because we have our local police. We have police that are supposed to take care of local murders. It's not the fucking FBI and the DOJ that's supposed to do this. We pay your tax dollars so that the state police can investigate murders. And the official policy of the state police, who were tasked with investigating this and getting Sandra Birchmore justice, the official policy of John Fanning, according to Kirk Minihane, was bitches be crazy. That was the official policy. Is she killed herself? Case closed, motherfucker. Columbo up in this bitch. That's it. That's it. And he almost got away with it. I wish he said why. Why did he almost get away with it? Because John Fanning allowed that to happen. And Nicholas Guarino allowed that to happen. They did this. And Matthew Dunn allowed this to happen. And Kevin Albert and Michael Lank and every other cop who responded to the scene and didn't think anything about this was suspicious at all, they allowed this to happen.
Till today. Back in 2021, when the information was available, Sandra Birchmore's death was ruled suicide, or deemed a suicide. But over the last year or so,
by who?
FBI and our office have been working exhaustively with our state partners. We've uncovered critical new information, examined the existing information, all of which.
See, he's lying there. We worked exhaustively with our state partners. He's just being polite. He's being polite. They didn't work exhaustively with the state part. They did it all themselves. The fuck did the state partners do? You know what the state partners did is they handed over all the interviews that they did prior to this. Said, here's the file we have on this that we did nothing with. And the state police opened it up and like, motherfucker, you got a shitload of leads right here. This looks like a murder. Shit. Why didn't you do something about this? Let's start looking through the cell phone records. Let's start reading text messages. Let's start, doing police work instead of bitches be crazy. Because that was the official policy of John Fanning's bitches be crazy. There's 32,000 text messages. I have an idea. Why don't we, read them? See, phones come equipped with Apple Health data showing movement of people. Why don't we, look at those? Oh, wait, you guys think that you can go up and down 3 flights of stairs by moving your phone around, don't you? Oh, you're those clowns. I forgot who I'm dealing with here. A bunch of corrupt cops. So I wish, Josh Levy's a pretty honest person, but he lies in this press conference to be polite. He lies to be polite. I hope he's lying because he doesn't want them to know that they're the target. But he's lying to protect here and make the state police look less bad. I mean, this is humiliating. They took over a state police investigation. They took it from them. They took the same set of facts and found a way to indict a man on murder and statutory rape and witness intimidation, and you name it. There was the same set of facts. The official policy of the state police was let Matthew Farwell walk free. The official policy of the FBI was we're going to put him away for life.
Led to the federal grand jury indictment. If convicted on this charge, Mr. Farwell faces a minimum of life imprisonment. Giving voice to the voiceless, ensuring that no one is above the law, protecting the vulnerable people of Massachusetts, that's the highest calling of people in law enforcement. And this case represents those principles. And every day across Massachusetts, thousands of police officers, federal, state, local law enforcement, put their lives on the line to protect the people of Massachusetts. Mr. Farwell violated those principles, and now he faces very grave consequences. It is disheartening to have to charge law enforcement officers, especially with crimes as serious. But it's our job at the Department of Justice to investigate potential crimes without fear and without favor. We do in this office.
That's a shot. That's a shot fired at Fanning. Yeah, we don't want to put away cops. We know it sucks, because it's disheartening and, cops we're supposed to trust, but you got to do it. What was his exact quote there?
That's what we've been doing. To have to charge law enforcement officers, especially with crimes as serious. But it's our job at the Department of Justice to investigate potential crimes without fear and without favor.
It's our job to investigate crimes without fear and without favor. Shots fired. Shots fired because prior to this, the investigation was done with favor towards police. And we can't give favoritism. That is shots fired right there at them. And by the way, I don't see any, their state partners. I don't see any of his state partners standing behind him. I don't see anyone from the Massachusetts State Police standing there. But yeah, we did this together. No, because it was them by themselves. I don't see anyone from the Attorney General's office there. Nothing.
We do in this office what we've been doing for decades with our federal partners like the FBI. We follow the facts, regardless of where they lead. We apply the law and the principles of federal prosecution. Full stop.
Full stop.
We're not influenced by social media chatter. We're not influenced by politics.
I like that.
We're influenced by the facts and the law. Our mission is to do our level best to do justice in every case. And our mission today is to do justice.
We're not influenced by social media chatter. So basically he's talking about the Karen Reed shit there. And all this, like, we know that this is a buzz out there. We know this is a hot topic. We don't give a fuck. We're not letting that dictate what we're doing here. We're following the facts. That's a shot. That's a shot at them. Saying we're not like, motherfucker, we don't care what any of you people say. Oh, yeah, cool. You made a Josh Levy his corrupt Twitter account. I give a fuck. Like I give a fuck. Motherfucker, we're out here doing real police work. We're real police.
Justice for Sandra Birchmore. Lastly, I want to note that we are sharing the information and the evidence that we developed in this case with the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office, with the Massachusetts State Police, and the Massachusetts Attorney General's Office, so they can assess whether state charges may be warranted in this situation.
How embarrassing. We are sharing this information, sharing it like they don't have it already. We're sharing this information with the state police and the Attorney General's office just in case they want to charge too, because you can charge on more than one level. Ask Derek Chauvin. He was charged by the state of Minnesota and the DOJ, state and federal charges. You can charge them any day now. That's his shot at them. Whenever you want, we gave him all this information. You guys gonna do something with it? He's putting it out there. Like, we gave it to him. Let's see if they do anything with it. You gonna charge this motherfucker? And how are you gonna charge him now? Like, what new? Oh, I didn't know about this stuff before. What are you gonna say?
And I want to thank those. I also want to thank the department for in our investigation.
Why is this crapping out?
I want the women.
Hold on.
Boston, incredible work on this case.
Hold on. I gotta X out of a couple things. I might have too many shits going here.
Dogged investigation. Look at the court papers. You'll see work is going.
Why is it playing like this?
Particularly want to thank members of my office, the lead, the victim,
Hold on.
paralegal of our civil rights unit, Liz Riley.
Is the whole thing like this?
Giving voice to the voiceless, ensuring that no one is above the law, protecting the vulnerable people of Mass. They can assess whether state charges may be warranted in this situation.
Why is it
thank those
crapping out like
I also
this?
want to thank the department.
Okay, I'm gonna find another version of this. Hold on.
I want to.
Not my computer. It's this fucking version. Hold on. Let me get a. It's on WWLP. Why does that come up?
Good afternoon. On February 4th, 2021, Sandra Birchmore was found dead in her Canton, Massachusetts apartment. The charges filed today in federal court allege that she was threatening, and our mission today is to do justice for Sandra Birchmore. Lastly, I want to note that we are sharing the information and the evidence that we developed in this case with the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office, with the Massachusetts State Police, and with the Massachusetts Attorney General's Office, so they can assess whether state charges may be warranted in this situation. And I want to thank those three agencies. I also want to thank the Stoughton Police Department for their assistance in our investigation. Lastly, I want to commend the women and the men of the FBI Boston and Lakeville for their incredible work.
Lakeville?
This was a dogged investigation. And as you look at the court papers, you'll see exactly how much work has gone into this matter.
The DOJ's in Lakeville?
And I particularly want to thank the members of my office, the office I'm proud to lead, the victim witness advocates, paralegals, the chief of our human trafficking and civil rights unit, Liz Riley, assistant United States attorneys, Tory Cummings and Brian Fogarty. This case doesn't happen without their passion for justice. They deserve the credit, not me.
Yeah, they deserve. Yeah, and this case doesn't happen without federal employees, not state employees.
Now I want to turn it over to Steve Kelleher, the assistant special agent in charge of FBI Boston.
Good afternoon. I'm Stephen Kelleher, assistant special agent in charge of FBI Boston. At approximately 10:45 a.m. this morning, the FBI arrested former Stoughton police officer Matthew Farwell for allegedly taking the life of Sandra Birchmore in order to ensure her silence. The FBI SWAT team took me to custody at a shopping plaza in Revere without incident. Immediately following his arrest, we shared this significant development with Sandra's family. We know it does not ease their pain, but hopefully it answers some of their questions. Simply put, this case is about seeking justice for Sandra, who we believe was killed by Matthew Farwell after he allegedly groomed and sexually abused her when she was just 15 years old. violating her body and her civil rights, the highest of ethical standards. And it certainly didn't entitle him to sexually exploit. In the days that followed, this sworn police officer repeatedly lied to Massachusetts State Police investigators about the nature of their relationship. It's a stark contrast to the sheer excitement and pure joy that Sandra felt when she told Farwell that she was expecting his child.
See, I don't like that. Oh, I get it. Matthew Farwell lied to state police investigators. Yep. Yes, he did. As criminals are known to do, is lie to investigators because they don't want to go to jail. So I don't like that. They're blaming Farwell for lying to the police. That's what criminals do. They lie to police. The police's job is to see through that and investigate whether or not this person's lying, not just take their word for it. Like, that is the most, stop giving the state police an out on this one. I get it. They're trying not to step on any toes. They're not, these guys think the state police are shady. They're investigating them in the Karen Reed case. They know what's up. Maybe they're just trying not to tip their hand. And they're telling, oh yeah, you guys, yeah, we trust Dix. Yeah. Great job, guys. Yeah, totally. Yeah. Tully, you can come to court, and Fanning, you can come to court too. Yeah. Good job.
Sent him a photo of a poster she had made celebrating the pregnancy. Our investigation also uncovered additional evidence that is inconsistent with someone choosing to die by suicide. In the hours leading up to Sandra's death, she reached out to a photographer to inquire about booking a newborn photo shoot. She also reached out to a friend about obtaining baby clothes. And at the time that she was in the middle of doing laundry when she died, with a load in the washing machine and another one in the dryer. There's no question this was a complex investigation, and our work is not done. Our agents, analysts, and financial investigators reviewed tens of thousands of text messages, emails, and financial records, conducted dozens of interviews with family, friends, and experts, and analyzed the crime scene.
What did he just say there that the state police were incapable of? Reading text messages, analyzing the crime scene, talking to family and witnesses and stuff like that. They did talk to witnesses. They did analyze the crime scene. Michael Lank was inside that apartment and didn't think anything was suspicious about this whatsoever, that there's fucking clothes in the dryer and clothes in the wash. She must have killed herself. I mean, these guys talk about a bunch of people that can't find the clitoris. Like these people, these people know shit about women. Like a pregnant woman's going to kill herself. Yeah, probably. Bitches be crazy. Bitches be crazy.
We urge anyone with information about the circumstances surrounding Sandra's death to contact the FBI. Committing murder to eliminate victims and witnesses is heinous, and it shakes the very core of our justice system, which depends on people truthfully testifying to what they know. Today's arrest shows that anyone who tries to interfere and retaliate against victims and witnesses in an attempt to subvert the rule of law will have to answer for it. After all, the public's trust is critical for our justice system to function properly. That's why the FBI will do everything in its power to bring justice to anyone who tries to undermine that trust. Our hearts go out to Sandra, to the Birchmore family, and all who knew and loved Sandra. On behalf of the FBI, I want to thank them for their cooperation.
What did he say there? I want to hear that part again.
Today's arrest shows that anyone who tries to interfere and retaliate against victims and witnesses in an attempt to subvert the rule of law will have to answer for it.
Anyone who, that's a shot fired. Anyone who tries to interfere and subvert will, again, I want to hear that whole quote one more time.
After all, it's the very core of our justice system, which depends on people truthfully testifying to what they know. Today's arrest shows that anyone who tries to interfere and retaliate against victims and witnesses in an attempt to subvert the rule of law will have to answer for it.
That's a fucking shot at the McAlberts. That's a shot right there. Anyone who attempts to interfere, subvert justice, like lying, like all you motherfuckers ever do. Because this is of all Farwell's crimes, witness intimidation is kind of the most random one to come up with. I mean, they are taking a page out of the state police's playbook here with witness intimidation. Like, this is how they got into this case, by the way, was they basically said that they never spoke with Sandra Birchmore, but they basically turned her into a de facto witness, and they said that because she wanted to tell police about the statutory rape, so she's a witness, so we killed her. So there's witness intimidation. See how they got in there? And that's how they shoehorned their way in. And they're saying, yeah, you motherfuckers over there lying about what happened to John O'Keefe. Witness intimidation. Just know that.
After all, the public's trust is critical for our justice system to function properly. That's why the FBI will do everything in its power to bring justice.
Truthfully testifying to what they know.
Our hearts go out to Sandra,
exactly,
to the family, and all who knew and loved Sandra. On behalf of the FBI, I want to thank them for their cooperation, patience, perseverance, and fortitude. I also want to thank our agents and analysts for their hard work and dedication, Acting U.S. Attorney Josh Levy and his team for their partnership, and both Chief McNamara of the Stoughton Police Department and Colonel Mon with the Massachusetts State Police for their assistance in helping us move this investigation forward. Thank you.
That's just being polite. Good job. Good job, Stoughton Police and Massachusetts Police. Yeah, you guys did good. You really helped us a lot. Yeah, totally. You gave us the paperwork, the files that you already had on file. And now the questions.
Obviously, this is an incredibly serious charge. There was a lot of forensics and other evidence that had to be marshaled, expert witnesses, etc. So we move as fast as we can, and we also have a duty to get it right. Yeah, our office wasn't.
Was there a rush to find suicide because this involved a police officer? The answer is yes, there was, because that's what John Fanning told. I mean, maybe not because he's a police officer, but yeah, she did it. She's impulsive. And again, he's too polite here to say, yeah, there was a rush there.
Involved in the initial determination of a suicide. I can't speak to that. Yeah, we get. Yeah, our office wasn't involved in the initial determination of a suicide. I can't speak to that.
Our wasn't us. We didn't say it was a suicide. It wasn't us. You got to be pretty fucking stupid to say that.
Yeah, we get leads on cases all the time from all different sources. I'm not going to comment on how we get information on it.
It's so they started a year ago. What prompted that? Oh, I know that one. Something called free camera reads prompted that. And tying these cases together. I'm not saying I did it, but it was about a year ago in August of 2023 when I wrote my first story about how the interplay between the camera read case and this one, and the players involved, particularly Nicholas Garino, Matthew Dunn, Michael Lank, Kevin Albert, and John Fanning between the two cases. That's what did it. And he can't say it. He can't say it, but it was only a year ago that the feds got involved in this. And if you're kidding yourself if you don't think. So they've been involved in the Karen Reed case longer than this one. The Karen Reed case led them to this. Let's be clear about that. Without free Karen Reed, there would be no justice for Sandra Birchmore. Because Sandra Birchmore, in hindsight, was an obvious murder from the beginning, sitting right out in front of us. But the spotlight that was put on the free Karen Reed movement was so large that once we started talking about Sandra Birchmore too, and once we started putting that out there, it was impossible for them to ignore. So, there is no justice for Sandra Birchmore without the free Karen Reed movement. That's just a fact.
How we got into this one.
As you said initially, that was considered a suicide, but it seems like there's a plethora of evidence that otherwise surveillance techniques. How was that all missed for the first 2 years?
Yeah, I'm only in a position to comment on what we've done on this investigation.
So she asked, how did you miss all this evidence for years? He's like, bro, I can only comment. Like, he wants to say they're fucking corrupt pieces of shit that we're looking into, but he's like being polite. Now I can only comment on what we're doing.
Questions are not something I'm able to answer to. We like I said in my comments, we started pulling the string and followed the evidence and got new evidence to put together the case we put together today.
What evidence did you?
I'm sorry, sir?
What evidence led you to
it's you're never able to pick one piece of evidence that
what evidence led you here?
Back. It's really an accumulation. We have to go in front of a jury, 12 citizens, and convince them beyond a reasonable doubt that Mr. Farwell is guilty. That's on us. He's presumed innocent today, and he will remain innocent until we meet that burden. It's all the evidence in combination makes that case.
Did the state medical examiner's office plan to change the cause of death on her birth certificate, and did you determine who father of her
I'll take those.
Did the state police? Does the medical examiner plan to change the cause of death? And do they know who the father of the baby was?
I'm not going to comment on the second piece. What we have alleged in the court papers is that Ms. Birchmore told Mr. Farwell several times that he was the father. And your question about the state medical examiner, obviously, they don't report to me, and that's a question better directed to the state medical examiner.
He keeps saying, I don't fucking know. Better ask them. Yeah, we'd like to, but they have no comment. They have no comment on shit. Matthew.
We've heard reports over the years of several other officers. Have you guys conducted any other ongoing investigations related to something?
So I think Assistant Special Agent Charge Keller alluded to the fact this is an ongoing investigation. I'm not going to comment on what the other pieces are that we're looking into, but it's an active investigation.
So they asked her, like, there's other officers involved. Farwell, and Divine, and Lanka, and Fanning. There's other officers involved in them getting away with this. Anything about that? First, you got to arrest the murderer. Like, first, you have to take the murderer off the street, period. But he goes, it is an ongoing investigation. I hope that comment right there made Tully and Garino shit in their pants, and Fanning and all these other corrupt motherfuckers shit in their pants, because it should, because they're next. They're next. It ain't going to be me, and it ain't going to be Karen Reed. It ain't going to be us. Oh, and by the way, I found another juror. Remind me to talk about that at the end. I got another Karen Reed juror.
Shelley, you're absolutely correct. The maximum penalty under this statute, as charged, is sentence of death. And whether to seek the death penalty in a federal case is decided at the highest levels of the Department of Justice. That decision has not been made on whether the death penalty sought in this case, and that process will continue. But I can't comment on it beyond that.
What happened to
I'm not
this?
going to comment on it. It's a process that involves a lot of people at the Department of Justice, and I'm not going to share my view on this.
Did other officers in scope and most of the government know about including the underage sexual contact that Matthew Farwell was having with Sandra and was going on in this age?
I'm not going to comment on information that's not in the public record. As you heard, this is an ongoing matter, so we're going to continue to look at this matter. And if there's other individuals that we develop evidence they've violated the federal law, we'll proceed.
Murder state usually is one who goes murder charges. Obviously, depends on jurisdiction on many cases, but what made this one get to federal?
So this reporter asks, the state usually investigates murders. What made the federal authorities do this? I mean, they're asking the right questions. Why are you guys, why are you doing this? Why aren't this, like, what new information came around? Did they botch it? Do you think the state officials botched this investigation? Doesn't immediately say no. Thinking in his head, yeah, obviously, how am I going to delicately put this without throwing them completely under the bus? How can I be professional about this?
There's a lot of overlap in the law between the federal government has jurisdiction over and what the state government has jurisdiction over. When someone comes to our office with credible information that a police officer may have been involved in a murder and underlying legal violations as set forth in the indictment, we're going to investigate that case every time.
When someone comes forward with evidence that a police officer has killed somebody, we're going to investigate that every time. Yeah, the state police also had the opportunity to do that and didn't. AKA, look what we did and look what they did. We're real police.
And they come in different shapes and sizes, but that is our duty to the public, is to pursue credible leads like that and investigate them fully.
To follow up on her question, you saw Shawn Kelly outside earlier. This is Bukkake case first. You mentioned that they've been state partners throughout this. Does your office look into what may have went wrong in their investigation?
I love it. They keep coming with this. Like, what about the state police? Does your office look into the state police investigation?
This case about what went wrong for Sandra Birchmore and how she was treated by Matthew Farwell and how he violated her rights and ultimately killed her. That's what this case is about. It's not about what happens in other state agencies. This is about justice for Sandra Birchmore.
This is the second.
It's not about what happened in other state agencies. Yeah, for now. For now. I hope that's not just the case, and I highly doubt it is, that they're going to let a bunch of corrupt cops do this.
Major death investigation where your office has come to a different conclusion than Norfolk County DA. I'm sure you can't comment on that. Is that normal?
Hey, hold on. I want to hear this one.
It's not about what happens in other state agencies. This is about justice for Sandra Birchmore.
This is the second major death investigation where your office has come to a different conclusion than Norfolk County DA.
This is the second major death investigation where your office has come to a different conclusion than the Norfolk County DA, because your office was the one who hired those ARCA experts, and your office, you said in that letter to Morrissey that you have a differing opinion about the murder of John O'Keefe. You have a differing opinion than they do. So this is the second time. So what's up with that, homie? What's going on there?
I'm sure you can't comment on that, but is that normal for federal prosecutors and state prosecutors to reach different conclusions on investigations?
So I'm here to talk about one case. We got about 1,000 cases in the office. I'm not going to comment on any other case in the office. I would just caution you to not extrapolate too much from one case out of all the things that are happening in our office. Yeah, I don't know the answer. That's a question. That's an answer we could get for you, but I don't know the answer to it. We bring charges of obstruction of justice frequently, as you know.
So yeah, you guys have never done a killing of a witness case locally. It's the first time. He's like, yeah, I can't think of any other. We do obstruction of justice. He's like, we do obstruction of justice. Remember that. That's kind of what we do.
But I'm not pulling one off the top of my head that matches this. Sorry. That's okay. Yeah, I'm not just going to comment on things that are in the public record. I wouldn't take that as yes or no. But
What'd she
I'm leaving it
say?
up here. So that's a question. That's an answer we could get for you, but I don't know the answer to each other. We bring charges of obstruction of justice frequently.
Notice he says Shelley there. Shelley, he asks this one. Shelley, that's Shelley Murphy from the Boston Globe. The Boston Globe had this story before anyone else did. I think he is feeding and has been pretty critical of the state police in the Sandra Birchmore case. I think he's feeding her, Shelley, information. That's like his go-to reporter that he likes to give information to.
As you know, but I'm not pulling one off the top of my head that matches this. Sorry, that's okay.
They're victims.
Yeah, I'm
of other crimes committed.
In the public record. I wouldn't take that as yes or no. But I'm living it up here under local rules to talk about what's in the public record. I'm going to ask ASAC Keller to speak to that.
ASAC? Since ASAC?
That was,
isn't that ASAC Schrader? Isn't that the real name of what's his name on Breaking Bad? Hank ASAC? Because it's such a cop name.
Where Mr. Farwell was, he was taken into custody. He was driving a truck, gravel hauler, and he was safely taken into custody by the SWAT team, which is what we strive to achieve every time we do an operation. Again, I wouldn't comment on that. No, it was in Shopping Plaza in Riviera. We have not tried to interview him. Again, I wouldn't comment on that.
It is his new employment. Can we expect to see fallout from other investigators who were supposed to find justice in this case? Another great question. They are not letting up on this. Right? What are you doing about the state police, bro? Why are you here? He's like, you want to take this one, boss? I don't. Yeah.
I think the juncture we're at right now is that we are working with state agencies. We've developed, as I said, new information that we're going to share with our state partners. They're going to make decisions about what charges are appropriate under state law, if any. I can tell you the lead investigator was for our matter, which was the FBI. I don't know. I honestly don't have information on who the lead was in a state investigation.
Bullshit. That's a lie. That's a lie. He doesn't know who the lead investigator was in the state police. He knows goddamn well. But he's making Fanning think he doesn't. Oh yeah, like he. This is his way of making Fanning feel comfortable. Dude, you got nothing to worry about. Okay, they're not on to me. Whew. They're not coming after me, bro. They know. They know. This contradicts something he said earlier. Earlier, he said that we worked with state police on this. So naturally, then the person that you would work with was the person who was working the case. And that would be John Fanning. He knows. He's like, I have no fucking clue who was working this case. Bro, earlier you said that they're working with state. He doesn't. That's exactly what it is. He doesn't want to name Fanning. He doesn't want Fanning to know that we're kind of looking into you too, because that's the kind of shit that makes headlines. So this is a lie. He's lying. He knows goddamn well exactly who's in charge of this.
I don't get that type of information.
You said that you're not doing just work more staff as opposed to this case, not what law enforcement did. Is that within your jurisdiction to investigate what those agencies did?
I think what I said was I'm here.
Is it in your jurisdiction to investigate what those agencies did? I love these questions. They're just like, bro, you're like, everybody sees what's going on here. What's up with the state police? What is going on with this? This is fucking embarrassing and disgraceful.
Here to talk about Sandra Birchmore, and I'm not here to talk about other things that are happening in the United States Attorney's Office. It's 125 federal prosecutors doing a lot of different things. In this case, this press conference is about one young woman who was.
I'm not here to talk about other things going on. So they are going on. I see.
She was killed by a Stone police officer, Matthew Farwell.
How your investigation might be complicated by the fact that you're going now into federal court where there is this ME found that it was suicide. The Norfolk County DA's office possibly not to pursue it. How does that affect your efforts now to prosecute?
Yep.
So again, another question. What about the ME? Found it was suicide. What's up with that?
Good question. Look. In evaluating whether to bring charges, we obviously look at all the evidence that's both incriminating and exculpatory. All that gets turned over to defense lawyers. Mr. Farwell will be well represented in this case, and those facts will be put out in front of a jury. We are confident that when all the evidence is presented to a jury, if it gets that far, that those issues will not prevent us from securing conviction.
Have you done your own person do an autopsy?
Yes.
That's correct. There's an expert witness I don't want to get into exactly what that person did or didn't because I don't want to mischaracterize it, but it's in the court documents, who's has a tremendous amount of experience in this field and has reached a different conclusion.
Has reached a different conclusion.
That's correct. It's
What kind of question is that? How common is it for police officers to be in charge of the capital offense and of having sex with a minor? That's what you took out of this, bro? Oh yeah, it happens all the time. What?
It's unusual in my experience. I don't have a full handle on how often this has been done nationwide, but it's an unusual situation.
Fire that reporter.
Partly why it's so incredibly disturbing.
I mean, I would have said, are you afraid to name John Fanning? That would have been my question. Are you afraid to name John Fanning? I do wonder if the reporters in this actually know the answer to the question, like that it was John Fanning that was in charge of this, and they're trying to get this information out. Like, if I would have been like, bro, you know, it was John. Like, okay, did you know it was John Fanning?
Yeah, I'm going to stick to my swim lane. I'm not an expert on police explorer programs, and so I really don't have any intelligent answer to that question.
All right. So there you go. Good shit. All right. My faith is completely restored in Josh Levy. Not that I ever lost it, but I previously was, of the belief that no, the people that are going to get away with, they're going to get away with murdering John O'Keefe because they're there to investigate the investigation. I no longer believe that. I believe they're going down. I believe Brian Albert's going down. I believe Jennifer McCabe's going down. I believe Brian Higgins is going down. I believe Matthew McCabe's going down. I believe Julie Nagel's going down. I think a lot of these people are going down because a lot of them lied. That whole thing about lying in an investigation, Julie Nagel, they're talking about you, girl. Chubbs McCabe, they're talking about you. That's you. You lied. Sarah Levinson, they're talking about you. Better get the proffer ready. Better get it ready because they're coming for you. They're coming for you. We'll see what happens. All right, cool. Let me read some more turtle chats here. Because I've been slacking on these. Let me refresh the turtle chats and my cash apps. I'll start with the cash apps, actually. All right. Adam sends $20 and goes, ask Kirk to ask Dave for the booking info. Okay. Thanks, Adam. Paula sends $50 and goes, I will be in Phoenix standout on Monday. Hashtag a free Karen Reed. I love that there's a Phoenix standout. We need pictures of all of this shit. All of them. Next up. Adam also sends $20 and goes, and a pleasure meeting her Thursday. Her. Who's Thursday? Is that Karen? Cool. Sinead sends $25 and says, was Fanning cleared from internal affairs investigations? Cleared is not the right word. They couldn't find enough information to move forward or something like that. And we don't even know what launched that IA investigation. I hope this launches some more. I mean, this is horrible. Horrible. DW sends $50 and goes, from screen name DW. Thanks for all that you do. Well, thank you, and you're very welcome. DW. Chad sends $5. Says fix shirt. Looks like Hannibal Lecter. Okay, sorry. My bad, Chad. My bad. Okay, cool. Let me see the turtle chats. Do we have any turtle chats? Yes, we do. Or did we read these already? Oh, Chad says you're missing the verbal nod by the DOJ to Alan Jackson when he said, quote, full stop. That was his exact verbiage repeated for verbatim. I have thoughts on that. So he said full stop. And Alan Jackson said that one day in a pretrial conference hearing. He's like, full stop. I forget the context he said it in. I don't know. I'm not convinced that is a nod to Alan Jackson. It might be. I'm not fully convinced. I do think, so I hate full stop. I fucking hate full stop. Because that's something like people like AOC say, like these retarded internet influencers, like full stop. Speak my truth. Full stop. It's gay. And it has been picked up, like that verbiage of full stop has been picked up and appropriated by, you know, men in their 50s now. Alan Jackson, Josh Levy are starting to say it. I'm glad that they're starting to say it, because that means it's no longer cool now that people like them are saying it. I hope it's just the fact that like full stop has been, used to be a thing that 25-year-old influencers on TikTok said, and now, you know, your dad has kind of picked up the term because he likes it and he starts saying it. So now the 55-year-old guys start saying it. That's what I'm hoping, because I don't need full stop needs to end. It's just, I don't like full stop. Okay. Next quote here. Brittany sends $10, goes, my aunt Yvette is the best. Yeah, she's great. Please wish my son Chase a happy 15th birthday. Tell him Colin was in the house. He was. Happy birthday, Chase. Colin was in the house. It's just a fact. It's undeniable. At the same time that John O'Keefe was there. Thank you. Lisa sends $5, goes, can you wish a happy 10th birthday to one of your little Hadley. Oh, yeah, I already read that one. Thank you. Okay. Do we have any more turtle chats here? If anyone else wants their message read, the link to the turtle chat is on the top. If not, I can read some comments here over on Rumble. Okay. All right. I don't like point blank period quote or this, that, and the third. I don't like either of those either. Oh, tell us about the juror. So I found out the identity of, you know, I'm there every day. I see these people, but I don't know a lot of their names. I know the name of the foreman. He's a little bitch. He's the one that wrote the affidavit saying he was scared of me because he started watching Julie Carpenter and a dead woman's Twitter account as soon as he got out, and he determined that I'm a bad person. He can't have his name out there. Well, I have his name, and if I feel like releasing it, I fucking will, because nothing's stopping me to do it. The only reason I haven't done it so far is because I just don't feel like it. But if I do feel like it, I will do it, and that's not a threat, because it's just me telling the people that I have a right to my First Amendment freedom of the press. And if I feel like reporting on information I know, I'm gonna report it. I just haven't done it yet because I haven't felt like it. That's the only reason I haven't done it yet. But I might now, because I think it's newsworthy. It's newsworthy who's on the fucking jury. This is a nationally televised case. Everybody was interested in this case, and the jury came back with a very controversial verdict that the foreman was instrumental on. And the foreman used to be a cop, and this involves a case where cops covered up a murder for other cops. Sorry. Think that might be useful. I think that's a little bit interesting to talk about. But I also found out the identity of another juror. And this juror was one of the 2 or 3 jurors who changed their vote from not guilty. It was 6-6. This has been widely reported on manslaughter. It was 6-6. And after the TUI thing came out, a lot of bullying went on. That a juror said that in an affidavit. A series of bullying went on in there. And 2 or 3 of the jurors changed their vote to guilty. I found one of them. And this individual, who again, I have emailed and messaged on Facebook. So I've tried to reach them on 2 platforms. And I'll read the email I sent to him. You guys want to hear the email I sent to him? Because this is not a threatening email at all. This is like a come in peace kind of email. This is the email I sent this juror. I said, hello, blank. My name is Aidan Kearney, and I'm an independent journalist from Turtleboy Daily News. First, let me say that I would never identify who you are as I realize the high-profile case of the Karen Reed murder trial and respect your right to privacy. I was in the courtroom for most of the trial and was given your contact information by coworkers who told me that you were discussing the case with them. So this is how I found out this guy's email. is coworkers of his said, this guy's talking a lot about, it's a guy, this guy is talking a lot about the case and specific deliberations that were going on at work. And they've all told me this guy is a pushover. Like, he's a pushover. And by the way, this guy is the same guy who is the juror who said that he felt intimidated by Brian Albert's presence in the courtroom during closing statements. So this guy isn't like, and this is what I mean about strong personalities. If these two women who were eliminated on the final day, you could tell they had strong personalities. Personalities matter in jury deliberations, and they were strong not guilty voters. Strong not guilty voters. Without them, there was no one it's about convincing other people. People like this juror would have stayed not guilty. Okay? How the fuck do you know that? Yeah. Okay. So, and this guy works in EMS. EMS. And that's what's shocking about this. He works in EMS. He knows that Karen Reed's innocent. That's why he was a not guilty voter for most of the deliberations until the very end, when he felt he's just a pushover. That's all he is. Okay. And so I'm reading this, and he goes on, the email goes on to say that, you've been talking about this with coworkers, so you might as well talk about it with me. I go, I understand that you were the juror who felt intimidated by Brian Albert's presence in court on the day of closing statements, and that you were one of the jurors who changed their vote on manslaughter after being pressured by other jurors. I would love to speak with you about your experiences and have no intention of publishing your name or any identifying information if you do. Because again, I've interviewed another juror and I have not published anything about their information that would identify them. I would just like to learn more about your experience as a juror, as I believe the public would be interested in knowing more about this. If this is something you are interested in doing, please feel free to email me back, or we can set up a time to speak on the phone. And I gave them my phone number, and then I messaged them on Facebook as well. So if I don't hear back from them, then I have something to ponder here. Like, do I report? I think this is something I'm going to have an ethical thing with in my own head that only I can battle out with myself about what is newsworthy and what isn't. Like, is it newsworthy if I know the name of a juror who is on, like, the juror who said that Brian Albert intimidated him? I know his name. He works in EMS. Like, that is so interesting to a case, because he works on ambulances, and there's a fucking ambulance involved in the case. Okay. That's interesting. That's that's newsworthy. Right. And the fact that this guy's kind of a pushover, people are telling me, and that he's it sounds like a bullying session that took place in here. How is it a bullying session? Well, Auntie Bev and Jim McDermott made sure that the two jurors who would probably been the most influential, not guilty voters, were removed on the last day. I know he was saying this stuff. He's been telling people at work this shit. And he didn't just tell people at work in the middle state, but now he's telling people at work, and that's how they're reaching out to me. The source who gave me this guy's name works with him and had no fucking clue throughout the entire trial that this guy, when he wasn't coming into work, that this guy was on the Karen Reed jury. I think that's newsworthy. And the fact that the foreman was a cop is newsworthy, because this case involves cops. So it's like, this is one of those internal ethical battles I will have to battle with myself. I have every right to do it. Let's be very clear. I have every right to publish their names. And, the juror that sat down and interviewed with me did not want their name published. And I respected that. But if you're just going to ignore me, then what the fuck? You know what I mean? It's just like, I'm a reporter. I'm interested in the story. I'm come in peace. I'm offering you anonymity. But if you're not going to respond at all and just kind of ignore me, and I don't know, I have to think about this. I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, what do you guys think? If I know the names of the, witness, I mean, is that newsworthy? Is that interesting to you to know their name? I mean, is that part of the reporting? I don't know. What do you guys think? Because also what if I report their names, and then more sources come forward and be like, oh, that guy, oh, he hates drunk drivers, and he just didn't disclose. He's got her sister was killed by a drunk driver. Some shit like that happens, I don't know. What do you guys think? Is that newsworthy? It's something for me to consider. Again, because keep also in mind, they're always trying to jam me up on some new chart. Oh, it's witness intimidation, juror intimidation. I ain't trying to. You heard that email I sent them. That was a very polite email. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. At least respond back. If he responds back and says, I thank you. I appreciate, but I don't feel comfortable talking about this. Good luck with your story. I'd be like, sure. He writes me an email like that. I ain't fucking publishing his name. But it's kind of a dick move to just be ignore, kind of a dick move. What about that order that withholds jurors' names for you? That says that the jurors list will be impounded. So the court isn't going to give out the names of the jurors. But if I find out a juror's name, I'm fucking well within my rights to report them. If you have access to impounded documents, which I don't have, I have information, I guess, that's in those documents. Now, see, that's the thing. You guys don't understand the law. I would be careful. I wouldn't publish the names at all since they're sealed. I'm allowed to, I just can't get them from the court. That's not what sealed means. No one will trust coming you if you do. I disagree, Kelly. I disagree, because the juror who did come to me and spoke with me, that juror was given exactly what they requested. Complete anonymity. Complete and total anonymity. They could give me information on the record, and in response, I respected them. So I think it's the opposite about no one will trust you, because these people are just ignoring me. And it's okay. And they're talking at work about it. I'm hearing from their fucking coworkers. I wouldn't do it just because I can, Ace. That's the thing. I wouldn't do it just because I can. I would do it because I believe it's newsworthy. If I don't believe it's newsworthy, I ain't going to do it. I don't know. It's kind of blackmail. How is it blackmail? Who am I blackmailing? Yeah, as of right now, I'm just not interested in publishing their names because I just don't think it adds much to the story, I guess. But I don't know. I mean, it adds transparency. I mean, it's the news. How it seems kind of that's the other thing I'm grappling with this. It's I'm a reporter and I have information that people would be really interested in hearing about. They would be really interested. It's newsworthy. How the fuck do I not if you found that on your own, you could just blast their names on Twitter and then it would be in the public domain. But I have this information and I can't blast it because I'm a reporter. What? I don't know. It just seems weird. It seems weird. They have the right to ignore you, though. That's the thing. Totally. They have the right to ignore me, and I have the right to publish their names. So we agree, It's just a question of if I want to, and does it add anything, And right now I'm thinking no. Right now I'm leaning towards no. So anyway, I'm gonna sit on it for a bit. Hold on to it for a rainy day. We'll see. Again, I'm more if any juror out there wants to talk, it's your rules. I play by their rules. Whatever they want, they get. I'm interested in the story. If they request this, and this, they get it. Period. That's it. You want anonymity? No problem. You don't want to answer certain questions like this juror didn't because they felt it would reveal too much? No problem. And that's the thing. It's just like, I mean, it's something I'm going to grapple with. It's your job. Like, it kind of is, you know, like, I don't know. I got to think about it. So I don't have to make this decision overnight, but I'm just telling you, I'm sitting on that. If you can put me in prison for life, I can say your name. Sorry. That's a good point. You know, like, this is major, man. These aren't just random fucking people. Like, these are people who felt comfortable enough voting to convict a woman knowing that the punishment is decades in prison. That's interesting. Anyway, I'll let it simmer. Anyway, guys, I am going to call it a night now, but we'll talk Tuesday. We're going to have another show on Rumble. We had a good audience tonight, over 4,000 people still, and it's midnight. And again, they can kick us off all the platforms they want. We're just going to come. You're not going to shut us up. I don't care. I don't even know why they bother. But anyway, guys, we'll talk to you soon. All right. Stay tuned. Monday, it's going to be dope for all the standouts. And keep up the good work. And free Counter Read, free Turtleboy. Peace.